What up, everybody? Welcome to the Nevermind Podcast, episode 8. Today, we're going to be getting to know your hosts. That's right. You're going to find out if we're evil, pure, Jedi, or Sith, whether we are touchy feely or like to receive gifts, um, and other things. So, yeah, are you ready for that, Nixit? Oh, there you go. Yeah. I made sure I wore the shirt because of my favorite cartoon. My shirt says, I just want to die. Yeah, that's good. There's no, there's desktop is not unmuted. I don't think so. That's strange. No, it's all on right now. Let's see. Do I have to assign you to like mic 2 maybe? No, it's not. Um, let's go Skype real quick. I'll go to tools and then options.
Into.
Let's see if I assign you to my TV. I think you're coming to. Yeah, there you go. Talk real quick.
Mic check, check one.
Yep, that's you. Can
Am I
everyone
coming
hear
through
that
desktop
now?
audio? I think it's definitely a Skype issue. Hopefully that will fix it.
Yeah. Escape
But
filter.
yeah, I'm mic checking. We'll see if if that fixes real quick before
It's
we get
working.
started.
I
Oh,
got I
you
got
can see
Julie over
desktop light now.
here on the
Okay,
laptop. She's watching the stream. She's telling me it's coming
perfect.
through now.
Yeah, those all have to be synced up. OBS is extremely touchy. OBS only allows in the one or two, like the one input that it decides it's gonna use, and it blocks out everything else. Wow, dude, I need to trim my beard. It is so. Yeah,
Just
no,
a
we fixed it. We
you just
fixed it.
need to a little bit. You don't have to
But
do
yeah,
a whole
so
lot.
oh, I'm loud. Yeah, I can also turn myself down. Like I can here's I brought myself down a little bit.
Or I
That
can
should help
turn
some.
the desktop down a little bit too, right?
Yep, you can do a little bit of that. Turn down desktop a little. I'll turn myself down a little bit. That should help, and I can back off the mic a little. I don't have to be.
What do we want?
Uh,
Negative 35.
Basically, yeah. Just set it so that when I'm talking, it lights up only to like that, negative 35 point that we're used to using.
Yeah, that's what I got so far. So
Yeah,
out of sync, but I can hear everything just fine.
you're having trouble with the syncing issue. Like my voice isn't syncing up with my, or King Chords isn't with his.
I think it might be with yours because Skype is kind of shitty like that.
That's weird. I haven't had that issue last time that I noticed, at least. Although don't use Skype very often.
No,
But we did last week and it seemed okay. Uh, is it because we were playing with the settings afterwards? Should we? Do you want me to reboot the Skype call real quick? Will that change anything on your OBS?
uh, bring him up a touch.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave mine the same so you can edit from your side, just to be safe.
How's that? How's
Hmm.
that, Musty?
Is that a little bit better? Uh,
Neither.
wait, what was my question? That the answer was neither to.
I
But
have no idea. I can't remember.
I definitely don't want it to be out of sync. Am I out of sync on Julie? Is she seeing that as well?
Is he out of sync, Julie?
Like when I'm talking, is it
Julie's
not lining up
Julie's
with my
saying no
mouse?
to me.
Okay, so
Both
maybe
out.
it's a glitch with internet. Try refreshing your page, Musty. See if that fixes it. If not, we'll play around a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, it's better. It's better. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
But yes, I am drinking out of a Rick and Morty glass because I saw a King Cord shirt and was like, I'm gonna use it. And Cal has this mug that says, "I'm sorry, but your opinion means very little to me." And I decided, that seems like a fun one when we're gonna do a personality day.
Yeah. Musty's saying both of us are out of sync. Are we both out
Oh,
of sync,
okay.
Julie? Are we?
Try
Is the
refreshing.
audio out of sync?
Try refreshing your page, Musty, just on the off chance it's
Hmm.
something in your like if it's a sync issue with Twitch. Let me watch my
Okay.
Twitch real quick and see how if it's like that to me. Yeah. It's actually not. Yeah, there's no sync issue on my end either, Musty. Yeah, I think it was something with Twitch. It happens from time to time.
Let
That's
me
really, really common.
turn off my Wi-Fi. All right.
So,
Welcome to the Nevermind podcast, episode 8. Getting to know your hosts. We're gonna go ahead and just
you change the
restart
name.
this.
Did you
No,
change the
I named it "Getting to Know Your Hosts."
name? Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna take a couple personality tests, a purity test. We're gonna find out our Myers-Briggs
I'm not.
situation.
I'm really not excited about the purity test. Have I mentioned that? That's one that I'm
I think
like.
I
If we're
think you have.
there's several things I'm really excited to learn. Uh, Before we start taking tests, I just really want to quick because you just took your Hogwarts house test, right?
Right.
That you guys just did that. So I just want to talk about that a little because I don't very often get to, spoiler alert to anyone, meet another Slytherin. You tested into Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get to, don't look so goddamn evil about it. I'm trying to argue that not all Slytherins are evil, and he's like, yes, I did. Death Eaters
Yes, I
unite.
did.
I, I I tried to think what was lurking in those. But I'm a Slytherin, and I never get to bump into other Slytherins because similar to in the books where Harry doesn't want to be in Slytherin, no one ever wants to be put in Slytherin because everyone thinks of Slytherin as the bad guys. But Slytherins have a whole bunch of really great traits, and I just want to talk about that a minute since it's Personality Day, and that's part of our personality. So what's fun about these tests, right, is that it goes beyond just having the fun of being like, oh yeah, I'm Slytherin House, because the reason you get put into those is because of the traits you exhibit and the way you would handle the situation around you. So if you put one person from each Hogwarts house personality and line them up and all presented them with the same situation, each one of them would handle that differently. And I found that really, oh, Musty, you're a Slytherin too? Slytherins unite,
Oh
Death Eaters
yeah.
unite. uh, Slytherins get a bad rap, but Slytherins don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, get that because they're not just evil. In the words of the actual writers, J.K. Rowling and such, uh, I believe Slytherins test as ambitious, shrewd, cunning, strong leaders, and achievement oriented. They have highly developed senses of self preservation, meaning that they tend to hesitate before acting and weigh all possible outcomes before deciding what should be done. So, do you want to explain? Like, do you feel like being a Slytherin makes you evil? Because I don't feel that way.
I don't. No, I don't think being Slytherin makes you evil. I think I don't know how to say it.
That
You can
maybe,
be evil to be a Slytherin, but I don't think not all Slytherins are evil. No.
yeah, like all bleaks are meeks, but not all meeks are sheiks. Like that sort of test pro like
Right.
ACT test. Yeah, like people that are in Slytherin tend to lean toward like the traits that Slytherins exhibit can lead to evilness if they're not kept in check to some degree. But yeah, Severus is a great example. So it's just a misunderstanding because a Slytherin's self-preservation trait, the self-preservation mixed with the shrewd and ambitious, uh, oh, can really lead to other people feeling like they are dickbags because being shrewd is having like being astute or having sharp power. Ambitious means that you always want to keep climbing and get higher and be better. So when you run into somebody at first glance, you're running into someone that basically wants to be, that feels like they want to be better than you, that are smart and careful about how they go about doing it, and have a self-preservation of wanting to make sure that they succeed, even if they have to leave others behind. And those on the nose can look like really dickbag traits, but they're not inherently like that because we can, you know what I mean? Like we can, it's not like though you have to be controlled by your base impulses.
Mm.
So I think that's an interesting one. Do you feel like Slytherin was the right house for you when you took the test originally?
Yeah, I was actually hoping to get Slytherin
That's
myself.
what you were hoping for. I mean,
Yeah,
no, I mean like,
because I mean
I
everyone
think
wants to be fucking Gryffindor.
I think Gryffindor is overrated, but
Yeah,
uh, Gryffindors and Slytherins obviously never get along because they're polar opposites. Merlin was a Slytherin, yep.
mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
yeah, like Gryffindors, there's nothing wrong with all Gryffindors, but Gryffindors tend to be really, really goody two shoes, and that
Yeah.
really rubs Slytherins the wrong way because it's funny, we're the ambitious, shrewd, self-preservation ones, and we look at Gryffindors and think, wow, aren't they full of themselves? But I've got no problems with Hufflepuffs or Ravenclaws. In fact, there are some tests that expand outward and give you a secondary house that changes your trade slightly. And I'm actually a Slitherpuff because I get some Hufflepuff techniques in together. And sometimes we'll find one that does that for you. You might test Slitherpuff too because we have similar personalities. But
Yeah.
the Hufflepuff part, the brave, the kind, and those sorts of things, they uh, they translate into Slytherins if you're a Slitherpuff by meaning that Slytherins tend to be kind of cold, whereas like Slitherpuffs, they tend to be warm and nice until you make them like angry or upset, and then they'll just ice you out. Like you get the kind of the best of both worlds there. But I just wanted to talk a little about that with you because I thought it was funny that I don't meet too many Slytherins. I know a lot of Hufflepuffs. Apparently, I surround myself with Hufflepuffs. I'm lagging a little bit. Is your frame rate spiking, or is that just on my end?
Um, I think my frame rate's dropping a little bit every now and then.
Okay, just want to make sure that it wasn't my end.
Thanks to Aloe and their lazy job.
That's how I feel about my internet company.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hufflepuffs, and you tend to be swayed in your personality by the people around you. So because Cal tested Hufflepuff for a long time, and your wife tested Hufflepuff, so we
Mm-hmm.
tend to uh, we tend to exhibit traits of people that we're around. We pick up on how they behave, and we make that part of our behavior as well. So it's not all that surprising that in the end, both like Cal and Loreline might end up being Slither. We might all four end up being Slitherpuffs because we spent so much time around the other person.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just think that's really interesting, and that really leads into what we're gonna do today. Because beyond, I want to take the test, I want to have fun doing them, but I also want to like look at it because the personality tests, especially for people like me, they go really deep for me because
Mm-hmm.
I spend my whole life trying to understand why I make the mistakes I make, or what when I mess something up, I'm like, God, why would I do that? And for me, because I have a little bit of mental health issue, the personality tests really open up a window into myself so I can look at that, and I think that's a lot of fun and
Yeah.
boring, a little bit
I
of both.
very I researched these tests to make sure they weren't just like some random generating like
Right,
BuzzFeed
like
fucking test, you
yeah,
know.
it gives you
So
like five questions and then it gives you a random answer.
yeah, like oh hey, you're a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like what? What the fuck does that
I would love
mean?
that. You take your Myers-Briggs test, like you're trying to figure out what your four letters are, and they're like, "You got Squirtle." The
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, you like you do the same test and you do the same questions and you get different Pokemon, you know.
Right? Hufflepuff sounds like a Pokemon. It does a little
It
bit.
does
But
a
to be
little
honest,
bit.
so does Slytherin. Like if someone just decided tomorrow to name Arbok Slytherin, I don't think anyone would notice. So
Yeah.
actually
So
all of them, Gryffindor too. If you just named a Pokemon Gryffindor and then like it evolves into Gryffindon or something, like
yeah. They all sound like Pokemon. She probably just got done watching Pokemon when she wrote the
Yep.
books.
That's exactly right. She's like, and this house will be Squirtle. No, two on the nose. It will call it.
So
But
our
yeah,
tests today are going to be the 5 love languages. We've got hold on, 5 love languages.
have you taken the 5 love languages before ever?
I have a long time ago, but I forgot my results, so we'll rediscover
If
ourselves on that.
if you and your partner take the love languages test, I don't know that anything has been quite as helpful to me in my life, like making sure I maintain a healthy relationship, than knowing what your partner tests for in the love languages.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that should help our relationships. We got the rice purity test, which is supposed to give us a idea of how pure we are.
Not excited for that one. I'm a fucking monster. I can't
Yeah.
stop inviting people to orgies, man. I can't take a purity test.
Yeah, we got 16 personalities test, which is the Myers-Briggs test.
Yeah, probably a smaller form one. So hopefully it's
Yeah,
got enough questions to at least get a general one. If I don't get INFP, then it's dead to me because I'm an INFP. I'm still gonna retake it and make sure. You're probably gonna get INFP too. You're a real
probably.
look at me, whiny person like me. We're
Yeah,
whiny. Look at me. Anybody, if you're hosting a podcast, you're probably an INFP.
yeah, yep.
Maybe an ENFP.
And then we got Wizards.com's Dungeons and Dragons alignment test.
Fluffy's going to be excited for that one probably, and I'm a huge fan. That's seriously one of my favorite ones. Because if are you familiar with the D&D alignment charts, King Cord?
No, I'm not. I even though I have played Dungeons and Dragons in high school, I never
Yeah.
took the test.
So the alignment chart. Do you know all the alignments or how they work?
Not exactly. No.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird. It's like a 9 by 9 chart, or a 3 by 3 chart, or it can be like 5 by 5, depending on how deep you go. The standard one though is 3 by 3, and you've got 3 columns and 3 rows. And on the top like row, uh, down the rows, you have good, neutral, and evil. And across the columns, you have uh, what the fuck is it? Again, you have chaotic, neutral, and what's the opposite of the chaotic? Can't think of what the
Isn't it just
no,
good?
no. It's definitely chaotic and lawful.
Lawful. That's
So
right.
chaotic, neutral, lawful, good, lawful, neutral, or good, neutral, law. God damn it! Good,
Isn't there like
neutral.
lawful neutral and
Yes.
then chaotic
So
neutral?
exactly. So you can pair any of those together, and that's why it ends up on a grid. So
Yeah.
that you might be lawful evil, which sounds like it doesn't make sense, but a lot of times that would mean someone like did you watch Walking Dead? Did you say you did or did you
Mm-hmm.
not watch?
I
Someone like the governor or even Negan, who is evil inherently, does like bad things, but they do bad things to do things like keep order in society and sustain like
yeah.
a good. So they're doing evil for a lawful sort of reason, and it can make for some really really interesting insights to your own personality.
Yeah. Then we got Star Wars Jedi or Sith test.
Hmm.
And the reason why we're taking that one is so we can figure out our lightsaber color test.
Ooh, you dropped some frames there.
Oh, did I?
We got to get some. We're gonna run like the world's biggest wire through your house. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
come over one day and run a spool of wire
We're
through
gonna
your
have
entire
to.
house.
I'll just like drill a hole through my floor so I can put an
I've,
Ethernet through it.
I actually have done that because I mean, shit, you're losing your deposit anyway.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'd never get a deposit back, so I might as well fucking change the things and make it the way I want to make it.
And then our last test, which is kind of just one I wanted to throw in there. It's a
How about
astrology birth chart.
how about the frames?
Right
Real
now I'm
bad.
doing. Well, I was pulling 2,000, but now I'm doing 4.
Okay, we're back up to 4.
I think we're gonna wave up and down with it.
That's all right. Yeah, it's happening. They just moved. So for anyone that's wondering why that happened, King Court and Loreline just moved. So they're still setting up their house, and we haven't had a they haven't had time to run a full on cords all over their house yet and find,
Yeah.
because if you're gonna do it somewhere like that, you have to like you don't want it to look ugly. So you got to either think about rugs or running the things along the ceiling so that you can, run it along there. So they're still working that out. So there might be a few frame drops today.
Yeah, there might be a few frame drops, and earlier during the pre-stream, my camera randomly shut off, so I might go out for a little bit.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, so we're still figuring things out. I thought it'd be
Oh,
an easy breeze after we
hey
moved, but
Cal.
no.
While you're up, would you mind refilling my coffee coupe? As long just there's not much left, but just pour whatever of the coffee. Yeah, it keeps it warm. You can turn it off now. Just
All right,
how much is in there? Is there enough? Sprinkle just a little bit of my stuff in if you wouldn't mind, but
your
just a tiny
stuff.
bit.
Well, your
You gotta have a
insane
little bit of
labs.
the. No, yeah, insane labs over the top of my coffee, obviously. No, a little bit. I have a little caramel macchiato that I
Uh,
splash in, so it's not bitter. I don't like
all
bitter
right. Well,
coffee.
if you're ready, I'm ready to take these tests. We'll switch
Oh,
over to our internet. Oh, there went my camera.
oh God.
Motherfucking camera.
That's me. That's how I'm gonna keep people entertained while we do it.
Battery's low.
It must be your DSLR, huh?
Yeah,
You
it's
tried
on
you,
top
you
of the
tried to
tower.
switch to your fancy cam. Should have
Yeah,
just stuck with the good old fashioned Logitech, baby.
I should have.
Logitech never fails.
Motherfucking. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and switch to the C920. It's on the tower.
Yeah, actually, that's a pretty good color. Let me see. It might be enough.
Take a.
Walking before it gets reset up.
We'll have to do it on stream because nothing ever works. So while we're doing that, you want to have a little chat about something, Mister Nixit?
Yeah, let's do it. Thank you, baby. I can talk about some of mine. I can skip one test and talk about like my results and give you an idea of them. Like
Yeah.
I've taken the love languages, and I think those were really important because let me pull up the 5 love languages real quick so I can remember. But uh, there's a huge the 5 love languages. If you haven't ever done, you can buy dummy batteries that plug into the wall. That's brilliant. You've vanished into the void of space. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it, over there? Uh, if you, by the way, thank you, baby. If I didn't just say thank you for getting me the coffee. Gotta give some love there. See, that's the 5 languages of love, ladies and gentlemen. But for real, that actually is one. So that leads into one of the. If you're not familiar with the 5 languages of love, it was written as 5 profiles that sort of govern the way that makes us feel loved. Because what we find out is that what humans do, and that is inherently bad for us, is we think everybody views the world the same way we do, and it's not our fault. That's just how we assume. Oh, if we would like it, why wouldn't they like it? And that's just our inherent look at the world. And what a lot of the 5 love languages does is it teaches you, if you and your partner take it, why you might be miscommunicating. So in the 5 languages of love, there's five types. There is, oh, you got to turn down your white balance now if you're switching to
Yeah.
Logitech. Uh, words of
Turn it
affirmation.
just a little bit so they don't see the edge of the screen.
Wrong way, wrong
Wrong
way, worst
way.
way. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. And of those five, what we tend to, usually there's two that you focus on, a main one and a secondary, and almost never your partner doesn't share those, and because of that it can lead to some real miscommunication. So what I just did to Cal was words of affirmation, basically saying, hey, thank you so much for getting me that coffee. It's really kind of you. I thank you very much for that, and that can make somebody feel good about themselves. But if somebody else has their two languages of love as quality time and physical touch, me saying that might not make them feel loved. And Cal, you tested into receive. You were a gift receiver, and were you a quality time gift? Right. Do you remember? Did you take this? Did you ever take this? Maybe you never did actually. We should definitely give you that. So that's a great example. So Cal is a gift giver. So, but it's funny because one of my main languages of love would not be receiving gifts. Now, that doesn't mean I don't love getting gifts and I don't enjoy it, but inherently receive like someone buying me something doesn't necessarily make me feel loved. And that can lead to miscommunications because someone if you're dating someone that's a gift giver and they're like, why don't you feel loved? I keep giving you all these great things, and you're like, well, it just is a difference, and it's really important to know both what yours are and what someone else's are. So that should be fun. Is your white balance not balancing out?
No, I'm trying to get the remote to work, but it's not coming
Oh,
on. I think it's because we're streaming right now, and
it
that's
should
my
do
cat.
both. It should do both. That's all right. We can do a low production day. We still are learning the
Yeah,
Skype. Skype messes with things. It's probably because Skype is controlling your camera, to be honest.
can see me on Skype, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can see you. You're just really ghostly.
Okay. Well, today we're
But
gonna be ghostly because
yeah, I mean, you're fine. You're here.
shit
You're
doesn't
doing
work
everything
around
good.
here.
You're just really no. It's OBS's fault most of the time. OBS and
Yeah.
Skype are both really big assholes. Maybe next time, maybe after we're done with the stream, we'll go to Google Hangouts and test it out because Google Hangouts might be an easier one to capture because Skype is pretty sketch. But
Yeah.
with the
All right.
with the five love languages, it can be really important. If you should have Loreline take it right next to you if you guys haven't both taken it and aren't familiar, because it is so important. It is simple. It is so simple to know. Like if someone is just like, oh hey, mine is acts of service. If but like that would never be one that I assumed. Like acts of service is so far from what I would find like a love language, but
Mm-hmm.
some people are like that. So like one person I know that has those is my mom. My mom's we all took it. My whole family took this test a long time ago, and she's an acts of service person. Hi, Kat. So if it's funny. You could do whatever you want, but my mom will never feel loved by, and it's not just about romantic relationships. Like my mom won't feel loved by like me and my sister unless we do things for her. She wants like if I go over and mow her lawn or Jesse takes her out to go shopping, like those acts of service are what make her feel loved. And I think that's really interesting because I wouldn't like if you came over and mowed my lawn, I wouldn't like find that inherently like something that made me feel good about myself or about our friendship. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
funny because everybody's different. So
Yeah.
if Loreline's sitting next to you and she has a laptop, she should take it with you. Nothing is. I'm not being facetious when I say that knowing love languages is so helpful to a relationship.
Yeah. She's got the laptop here. We can see if she'll take the test. Kitty, kitty.
Kitty kitty. I like that pussy, yo.
All right, you
Don't
guys
don't
ready to
clip
do
that.
this test?
I don't want that out on the internet. I don't deserve that.
I'm ready. You're
Let's do it.
ready.
Are you
Let's
starting on
do
love
it.
languages?
We're starting on love languages. I'm going to switch over to the internet scene. You guys are going to see the OBS and everything. Don't freak out. All right. And
Yeah.
we're
So
internet scene.
I wonder if ours are gonna go the same. Yeah, get OBS out of
Of
there.
course, my
It's
green
me.
screen
I'm
is shitty.
everywhere. I'm
You're
in
everywhere.
everybody's checks. Don't clip that either. You know what? I'm just gonna stop doing funny things. I don't want to be anywhere. I don't need that out there in the
Camera's
world.
showing way more. This is like not the time to fucking adjust the stuff, but
Yeah, your green screen got messed up by the white balance. That's what it was.
you guys
Like
get to see
yeah,
a
your
little.
your chroma key got fucked up because everything is yeah. See, you're gonna run into trouble there. I would just
Because
leave
my
it as
white
it
balance
is.
is shit.
If you can't, yeah, if you can't change your white balance, the one other thing you could do real quick is add a new effect filter under chroma key within there and turn up go do a color correction
The correction.
and give yourself a little bit more saturation and hue shifting. See if you can find somewhere just real gentle though. But you might be able to if you give yourself just a nope too much. You might be able to just temporarily give yourself a little bit more of the color if you turn up your saturation and find like a hue shift that's kind of near your colors. But I don't think it's gonna work. I think you would just
No,
have to
because my
wipe.
white is all off.
Yeah, so no matter what, it's gonna
That
fuck
works.
with your
That's fine for now. That works.
color.
All
It
right.
did fix your screen though. hilariously.
So
This
this is
thing
the shittiest episode of history because nothing's working today.
it
Just like
happens.
everything in my life right now. We're gonna go ahead and do this 5 love languages.
Yep. So you have to do a little. You have to do a little thing first. Yeah, you have to learn your love language, and then you have to like enter your information. So you might want to. I would definitely keep something away, like on OBS. Keep it over there so you can like turn off and on your screen real quick.
What am I
Because
doing
like
with OBS?
it. No, I just mean you're gonna occasionally like you might want to go ahead and click on the for myself.
Okay,
Maybe
this
you
is
don't
this is
feel
for
like
myself.
yeah. If I were on stream, oh there you go in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm in
If
a
I were in
relationship.
stream, like this part right here, you might feel like you might want to turn off your internet because like you might not want everyone to know your first, last name, age, and you know what I mean.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
If you don't give a shit, that's totally fine. Your personal email, like, I wouldn't want my personal email out on
I
Twitch.
don't
Good
give a
lord.
shit. I'm not gonna use my personal. There's my personal email, everyone.
Musty wants to know what your DSLR is.
It is
I have
a
never used.
EOS T6 Rebel.
Okay, I've not never used a DSLR, but I would never use a DSLR for streaming unless I legitimately got like crazy famous. Like I had you because you would need I would have to get paid a lot more money to use that. By the way, I got paid from Twitch King Cord.
Oh yeah,
They sent me $250. I'm rolling in money, but not really because that's my fault. But
that's
it
a
was
lot of
nice to
money.
I got paid by Twitch. Yeah, I am now. That means I am now officially I'm a professional entertainer, a professional streamer. If you want to go there,
All
yeah,
right.
I'm getting paid for doing a job as an entertainer and streamer.
Okay, so our first question is it more meaningful to you or to me when, and our first two or our two options are receiving a
Yeah,
loving note, text, or email
some of
from
these
a
are
loved
really
one,
hard.
or receiving a hug from my partner.
This one's really hard for me because I actually I'm glad they go in the same order. I actually am really torn on this because I really love physical touch, but I
Yeah.
also like when I'm having a bad day, like every once in a while I'd be having the worst day at work on an overnight, just being really annoyed at
Mm-hmm.
that I'm there and Cal would just send me a really nice like, it means a lot to me that we're in each other's lives and that would just perk me up like for the rest of the night.
Well, I think the key thing to remember is it's not saying would you rather have one over the other or
Right.
you
Which
hate
one?
one. It's saying which one means the most to you. So like the other one can still mean something to you, but which one's more meaningful?
Yeah, that's a
And
tough
to
one for
me,
me.
it would be a hug. I'm gonna go with a hug.
I
Would,
think I'm actually gonna go with the other one,
oh yeah,
receiving. And I know, see, part of the problem with taking the test is I kind of know this about myself. I'm a real INFP. We talk, well, that'll come into play later if we take the Myers-Briggs.
right.
INFPs tend to be very tell me how good I am. Tell me what I made was good. Tell me I'm a good streamer. Tell me my
tell me
music's
I'm
good. Like
tell me I'm pretty.
that's what INFPs are like for real. So I almost always test into the language of affirming words or whatever. I want people to tell me that I'm a good person,
Yeah,
probably to cover up my intense self hatred. But that's something I talk to my therapist about.
yeah. All right. Our
All
next
right.
question is: what's more meaningful to you? Can spend alone time with your partner, just the two of us, or my partner does something practical to help me out.
Yeah, I will never click the practical. Some people are
Yeah,
really into that, like
me
doing
either.
because some people are like the idea that if you had to go home and do dishes and you come home and your wife has done dishes for you, like before you have to do it, that can make some people feel really, really loved. For me, I'm just like, oh, sweet, I don't have to do dishes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thanks. Okay, our next one is what's more meaningful? My partner gives me a little gift as a token of love for each other, or I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with my partner. I would rather just have uninterrupted leisure time with my partner.
Me too. Although sometimes I can't tell how if that's biased because I also just like uninterrupted leisure time. Like with my partner is also a bonus. Like, obviously, I want to spend time with Cal uninterrupted and having leisure, but I
Yeah.
also really just want to not be interrupted ever by anyone while I'm doing anything.
Yeah. Our
All
next
right, let's do
question
it.
is, my partner unexpectedly does something for me, like filling my car or doing the laundry. Or a second option is, my partner and I touch.
Yeah, see, again, for me, I'm never gonna pick the one about like leisure time is cardio. Musty.
Yeah.
Dirty mind. Yeah, I'll never pick the thing that's like doing the practical thing. That's just not my
Yeah.
language. It won't ever be.
I'm
I mean, it
I'm
doesn't mean
more
I
for
don't
the
like it, like
touch.
you said.
Yeah. My partner puts his or her arm around me when we're in public, or my partner surprises me with a gift.
This one's actually really hard for me because I'm super. Cal always teases me about it. I'm super not PDA. Like,
Yeah.
if Cal kisses me in public, I'll be like, Cal, we're in public.
I don't know. I actually would rather have PDA than a gift.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Cal is a gift giver, so.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not. You're a gift giver, not a gift receiver. Keep those up. I want to know yours. Uh, I think I'm gonna do. Oh, it's tough. Since it's not super PDA, I think I'm gonna click the same one you did there.
All right. Our next one is, I'm around my partner, even if we're not really doing anything. Or, I hold hands with my partner.
The funny thing is, Musty, it's really hard for me. I'm super not prudish, but I was raised. We call it finishing school. Uh, I was raised in kind of a weird family from both sides. Um, I'm not making fun of anything, but we were kind of raised both on my mom and my dad's side to kind of not give other people a reason to single us out. Like we call it me and my sister jokingly call it finishing school, but we were taught to really be proper, which is why I hate being so proper. Obviously, I don't like I like rebelling against it, but like we were raised to always do be really like upholding of that sort of never give ammunition to people around you. And because of that, we were taught to never show PDA in public or look embarrassed. The worst thing you could do is embarrass like your family in public, essentially. And so I was raised that way, so that still rubs off a little bit, even when I don't want it to, unfortunately. Which one are you thinking for this one? I'm curious what you're gonna pick here. I'm really torn on this one.
Like, I like a good handhold, but I think I'd rather have be around my partner, even when we're not really doing anything.
This is probably one of the hardest ones for me. Um, this is a quality time versus quality time for I can't remember the other one. Quality time versus actually it is just like touch, I think.
Quantity.
No. Quality. Like one of the five languages is quality time, and one of them is like touch. But
Mm-hmm.
I think calling them public display of intention. I think I'm gonna go with. I really love a good handhold, but I think I'm gonna click the same one you did there.
All right. Our next question is, it's more meaningful to me when my partner gives me a gift, or I hear "I love you" from my partner.
Always life affirming action for me. Like anytime it's gonna have that one, I want to hear how great I am. I can't help it. I
Yeah.
I don't even feel that way. Like I don't think of myself as needy, but I definitely like hearing when people are appreciative of me. God,
Yeah.
dude,
I
I
think I'm gonna
cannot get these
pick.
twin tails to lay down. It's ridiculous.
I think I'm gonna pick. I hear "I love you" from my partner. I mean,
Yeah,
I like
definitely.
getting gifts, but I also don't want people to expect to give me gifts.
Yeah, I
Like
get you.
feel like they have to give me gifts. Our next one is, it's more meaningful to me when I sit close to my partner, or I am complimented by my loved one for no apparent reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, on that
Mm,
one, I'm gonna actually click the compliment.
yeah, me too. I'm
Even
gonna.
though well, we might test into the same love language. We seem to have a lot in common. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
You needy INFP fuck.
Our next choices are, I get the chance to hang out with my partner, or I unexpectedly get a small gift from my partner. I'm gonna go with the
Yeah, we're
hangout.
both over. I'm never gonna click gifts, and it seems like you're not either, so we can kind of
Nah.
blow past the gift ones.
Yeah. I hear my partner tell me, "I'm proud of you," or my partner helps me with a task. I'm gonna do
Hmm.
the "I'm proud of you."
Me too. That this one is a little harder for me though because nothing makes me feel. It does make me feel more loved. Like a lot of times when, like if I'm doing something. See, I don't want someone to do something for me, but if I'm in there doing dishes and Cal comes in and is like, "Here, let me dry for you" or something like that. That's different to me. But like that makes me feel more loved than if she just had done the dishes.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with you. I still like the "I'm proud of you."
Okay. Our next one is I get to do things with my partner, or I hear supportive words from my partner.
All right, so this is actually the hardest one for
Yeah.
me because this is definitely if you and me test together, these are my two. Supportive affirm words of affirmation and quality time are the two that I usually test into. And yeah, well, no, it's because it's one of the five languages, Musty. Gift getter is one of them. Like some people, like it doesn't have to be huge gifts. Like one of the few misdirections is people think that means like you don't have to bring them home a $300 new projector. A lot of times it's something
Or a diamond
like
ring.
no, I would come home from work and show up and be like, I would wake up Cal and be like, I got you a bagel sandwich from down the street, and that's a gift. I brought her a breakfast in
Yeah.
bed, and she would be excited about that. And like that's you know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be these crazy gifts. A lot of times it can be something as simple as you brought a new coffee cup for $2 at the store. They can be really small tokens
Yeah.
over gifts. But yeah, I'm not a gift. I'm not a gift person.
I
I
think
mean,
with
I
this
like them.
one, I'm going to
Speaking of
do.
gifts, I'm 100% sure we're never gonna see the package Musty sent.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That is gonna. I think some kid in Iceland unwrapped it and started a podcast.
So yeah, it's like I'm going to start a podcast about chocolate.
Musty. All right, let's finish this one up.
With
Only
this
30
one, I'm
minutes.
going to
We're
go
gonna let's
with
pick up the speed.
to do things with my partner.
See that? Yeah, that's a really tough one. I This is where I really start to get needy because I really like supportive words. I'm gonna have to click on supportive words. And
Yeah.
it's so funny because I don't feel like I'm needy. I wouldn't describe myself as a needy person because I wouldn't ask someone to tell me how great I am, or I don't need it to feel like I'm important, but it just makes me feel really like loved.
Yeah. Our next
That
one
kid's gonna
is
get fucked up.
my partner does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things, or I feel connected to my partner through a hug.
Yep,
I'm gonna
I'm
go
gonna
with the
do
hug.
hug too. Yeah, hug. You can't go wrong with a good hug. I mean, literally, on your worst day, a hug can make it
Yeah,
better.
I'm a hugger, so I'm always gonna go with the hug.
Oh, see, here's one that talks about gifts and not like a gift way.
Yeah, I hear praise from my partner, or my partner gives me something that shows he or she really was thinking about me.
Yeah, yeah. There was $12 of chocolate in there. I want that. I fucking
Me too.
demand. I'm gonna laugh when it shows up in like 3 months on my doorstep. Just absolutely, the chocolate's got like bugs crawling all over it. The mic, the mic is covered in melted chocolate, and it's
Yeah,
just covered in bugs.
I'm gonna go
All right,
with
I'm gonna go with what, what'd you pick?
I'm gonna do praise from my partner.
Yeah, of course.
I'm able to just be around my partner. I get a back rub or a massage from my partner.
See, this
Just
one's a hard one too because
be around the
I'm gonna.
partner.
Yeah, I'm also gonna click that one, but something like the massage means a lot to me because I think we all know that nothing is like worse than giving a massage. Like all anybody does when giving a massage is being like, man, I want a massage. Like it takes. I respect like when Cal does give me a massage or vice versa. I think
Yeah,
it takes a mutual respect because you're just like that sucks to be the one giving the massage.
yeah. Well, I can
But
tell
I
you,
like it.
Laureline loves getting massages.
I even do too. Cal will tell you, I'll do a massage. I haven't done it as much recently. I gave you one like what, like a week or two ago, but that was the first one in a while.
Gave you one like a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, I give Cal one. I try to do it every so often. Usually, if she's had a bad day or something, I try to
Yeah.
do something extra special.
All right. My
Royal man,
partner
what you
reacts
into it?
positively positive, whatever, to something
Uh,
I've accomplished, or my
yeah.
partner does something for me that I know they don't particularly enjoy.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm gonna do the obviously the accomplished one because again, apparently I'm a needy fuck. Which I would never would have known. But that's why you take these tests. It teaches you about yourself.
Yeah, this is a little hard for this one's a little hard for me. I think I'll do the same one, the accomplished one.
This is where things get weird. This is a great example of how things can get weird in a relationship.
Yeah.
Cal, do you remember this one? The kiss frequently and showing interest. What'd you pick? See, this is where things get weird. So Cal will feel more loved if I kiss her frequently, and I will feel more loved if she's like, "Hey, you know what my favorite zone in EverQuest is? Black Burrow." And I'd be like, "Oh, I love you so much." Like that's funny but it's important to know that about your partner
Yeah.
because
I'm
like
gonna do a kiss frequently.
yeah, see, I'm gonna pick. I sense my partner is showing interest. When Cal's like, "Dude, I want to play a game with you," I'm like, "You are the best." That's not to say again that I don't love kissing, but I
Yeah.
feel very loved when she's interested in something that I'm also interested in.
Yeah. The next one is my partner works on special projects with me that I have to complete, or my partner gives me an exciting gift.
That's a
Uh,
tough one because neither of those are really my language.
yeah, I
Um,
did the projects one.
I think I'm actually gonna side with the project one as well.
I think we
You're a gift giver. You and your wife both gift givers? That's good though because that means if you're the same, that's a good thing. That's probably why you guys are so happy together.
is that
Because
musty?
you don't have that unsync. Yeah. If you don't have to learn how the other person loves, that's a huge bonus step.
I'm blind from the chat right now, so I don't know who's talking to you.
Yeah.
Our next questions are
Hammer time.
I'm complimented by my partner on my appearance, or my partner takes the time to listen to me and really understand my feelings.
This is where I turn into a monster apparently because if I have to choose between Cal listening to me and understanding my feelings or just being like, "Hey, you look good in that jacket." Like that I'm going to pick that's where I become like a little bit like, "Really? God damn it.
I'm
That's who I am."
I'm the same there. My
Yeah.
partner and I
That's
share a
well
non-sexual
that
touch.
seems fucked up, right?
Yeah, a little fucked up, but
Whoa,
I
whoa, whoa.
mean, we
What
gotta
if
be
he
honest with
public
ourselves.
Why has it got to be a non-sexual touch in
A
public? Why can't we just
non-sexual
like
touch in public
hit
because it's
it
in public.
doggy? I want to hit it doggy in the back of a Walmart.
Is like a non-sexual touch,
Yes,
just
I
like a
can't
rub on
kiss
the
you in
back,
public. I can let my Slytherin enter your chamber of secrets, though.
or would,
Fuck that.
or would a non-sexual touch be like, say, she puts her hand on
That's
your
like a
thigh?
yeah. No, I'm gonna guess it's probably like a handhold or a arm around you, like a standard, like just
Okay.
a normal touch.
And my partner offers to run errands for me. Well, I don't give a shit about errands, so we're gonna do the non-sexual touch.
Normally I wouldn't click this, but I have to say every once in a while, Cal will like come home and be like, "Hey, I bought you Mountain Dew for the week," and I'm gonna go ahead and that's the one time I'm gonna click something gifty.
Ooh. My partner does a bit more than his or her normal share too of responsibilities we share around the house or work related, etc. I get a gift when I know my partner puts thought into choosing.
I'm gonna pick the first one because I don't like
Yeah.
doing chores, so it makes me feel better if that's
I don't like chores either, and I'm just not kind of a gift guy. My partner doesn't check his or her phone while we're talking.
Did
My
you click
partner
the
goes out
partner
of their
button?
way to do something that relieves pressure on me. I'm gonna
I'm
do
gonna do the
the
second
relieves
one.
pressure. Yeah,
Yeah, same thing, same thing. We have the same language, I think.
yeah. I can look forward to the holiday because of a gift I anticipate on receiving. Or I hear the words, I appreciate you from a
Yeah,
partner.
you already know what I'm gonna pick. It's always the words of affirmation. I can't help it.
Yeah. My partner brings me a little gift after she has been traveling without me. My partner takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel
The
too
coffee's
stressed
cold.
to do it at the time. I'm going to go with the second one because
Same. Yep.
Loreline's definitely done that before for me.
It helps. It helps.
My partner
I
doesn't
feel like that
interrupt
too,
me.
Musty. But Cal actually is like that. In fact, me and Cal just had a discussion the other day because that's something you have to do. Because I've been so absorbed in Twitch and everything. I'm always on Discord. I'm always on Twitch. I'm networking. I'm checking things. I'm cutting clips. I'm looking. Like I am literally always connected to something doing with my job, my stream. And me and Cal just talked the other day because she was saying that it made her feel bad when she was talking or we were watching TV together, and I just slowly kind of like spin over and work on something on my phone. So again, it's really important for people to take these tests together and learn that. So like today, after I get off the podcast for a while, I just plop my phone over and hang out with Cal for a while with my phone upside down.
Yeah. My partner doesn't
Go ahead.
interrupt me while I'm
Why?
talking, or gift giving is an important part of our relationship. I'm going to go with the
Did you
first
pick
one.
the interruption one?
Yeah.
My partner doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking. Cal hates it. I'm a real interrupter, and it's not on purpose. I don't understand it. It's something with my brain. Like one thing my brain does that I can't stand. Like I try to stop it, but I can't. Is it's like a bad predictive text. Like I'll hear you start talking, and my brain will just fill in what I think you're gonna say, and I'll start to kind of like be ready to say my half. And
Yeah.
do you have that? I think that's kind of an ADHD thing.
Yeah,
Like your
I do it,
brain,
but I
like
also
when
try.
I'm talking right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know what I'm gonna say. You know I'm gonna extrapolate on that. And you're like, I already know what you're gonna say. Let me talk. Like I
Yeah.
think that's kind of an ADHD thing.
Yeah, it is. All right, our
All
next
right, my
question is,
partner. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
my partner helps me out when she knows I'm already tired, or I get to go somewhere while spending time with my partner.
Obviously, gonna go with that one.
Yeah, we'll do the second one. My partner and I are physically intimate, or my partner gives me a little gift that she picked up in the course of our normal day.
That's good though, Musty. You shouldn't do that. I picked the physically intimate one on that one.
Physically intimate. My partner says something encouraging to me, or I get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with my partner.
Again,
Actually,
this is one that's really difficult if for you too. I would imagine that's probably those are probably my two
I think
favorite
this
things.
one is my easiest because I'd like to
Really?
do the shared activity.
Yes. Okay. See, for me, I'm such a word of affirmation. If I had to pick between Cal saying, well, it's a great example because it fits it right here. Like if I had to pick between Cal turning to me while I'm doing stuff like this and being like, I think you have what it takes to make it, or I had to pick her sitting next to me and doing the test like she kind of is off to the side. Like both of those make me feel so good about my relationship that it's hard for me to pick one because I love doing hobbies together and I love when she is supportive of my hobbies even if she's not in them.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go ahead and do the spend time or shared activity though, because I think in this instance that's the one I'm going to pick.
yeah,
We're almost done. We're almost done with this
yeah. We're
one.
at 90% on the five loves language test. Our next question is:
Definitely.
is it more meaningful to me when my partner surprises me with a small token of their appreciation, or my partner and I touch a lot during the normal course of the day? I think
Yep, that's a
I'd
good
rather
one.
have more touch.
Same. I think we're going to test the same for sure.
Yeah.
On this one, I already got my answer picked on this bad boy too right here.
Oh yeah. The my partner helps me out, especially if I know they're already busy. Or is it I hear my partner specifically tell me, "I appreciate you."
You already know which one it is. I
Yeah,
love being
it's the
appreciated. I
second
can't
one.
help it. Which one are you going to go with?
I think I'm gonna go with the first one actually. The my partner helps me out, especially when I know they're already busy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and our last question here: is it more meaningful to me when my partner and I embrace after
Oh
we've been
God, this
apart
is
for a
cold
while?
coffee.
Or I hear my partner say how much I mean to him or her? I'm going to do the embrace.
I did the other one. Let's do it.
All right, let's finish. Here's our scores. We got a 9 in physical touch. I got a 9 in quality time. A
Oh, you
7 in words
tied?
of we're tied.
You tied on physical touch and quality time?
Yeah, it says. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it says somewhere here. Hold on. 7 words of affirmation, 5 in acts of service, and 0 in receiving gifts. High score indicates your primal love language. The high score is a 12. It is not uncommon to have 2 high scores, which is my 2 nines here.
Oh my god, yeah, the highest score is 12. You got 2 9s. That's weird.
Yeah.
Usually you have one that should have been like slightly higher than the other. So, would you say if you had to pick between those, would you rather spend quality time or physical touch? Or maybe it's just because you like both. Maybe your perfect day is quality time with your, while physically like touching.
Yeah, I would say my perfect day would be spending quality time and touching each other
Yeah.
physically.
that sounds dirty. But obviously there's more to it than that.
So physical touch is the
Oh, see,
language.
Loreline's an active service, so that sucks. Like, it's unfortunate to say, and that's really important to know. So it's really difficult because if you're an active service lover and you're dating someone like King Cord or me, that can be really, really frustrating because people like King Cord and I we're so anti-active service that a lot of times it wouldn't occur to us because it wouldn't occur to us, we wouldn't even think to do it. Like how many times in the day that I should do something that I have time to do, but I don't do it because I don't think about how it might make someone else feel because it wouldn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Uh, and so it's really important to know that because the quality time you guys share, so that's really great. And physical touch is right up there with Loreline. So a lot you probably that's probably why it's still you guys have that nice easy connection. But the acts of service is probably if you have any sort of rift, that's probably where it comes into play.
Yeah.
Is that she wants you if you had done the dishes while she was at work one day, she would feel more loved. But
She
if
wants
you
me to
were
do
doing
them
something that
chores.
yeah, that's what I mean. But if you don't do the chores, then she feels like if he loved me, he would have done those chores. Like that's where the rift kind of starts.
If
Let's
he
check.
loved
Cal,
me, he
what'd
would
you
have
get?
done those dishes.
Cal got close to you. She spread more evenly. She
Oh
got a
yeah.
9 on quality time and an 8 on physical touch. Uh, so she actually is a quality time physical touch, and so our problem is the physical touch. I have words of affirmation at 11 and quality time at 9. So our quality time together is again like you guys we're good on, but where we run into our cross is where but like I might sit next to her and not literally even think like to put my arm around her because like for no reason like it wouldn't occur to me just to specifically do it and she'll have to be like hey come over here and I'll be like oh yeah of course like but I might sit down and not think like oh maybe she wants to be close to me because I tend to think like if she wanted to be close to me she would come over to me and that's an unhealthy way to think and that's important to remember so that's actually the physical touch because is not one that occurs to me I run into that problem
Yeah.
but
All
that's your
right.
5 love languages and you can really get a lot off of that.
Yeah.
Oh dude, I think we should do this purity test next. I just need to
Yep.
get this out of the way.
We're going to move on to the official Rice Purity
The
Test.
official right if you guys are taking the test with us, the official rice purity it is ricepuritytest.com.
And it's the one that has the weird ass owl on the background. So it's gonna be a little hard because my camera tripod is right where the fucking questions are, so I can only see like
Oh
7 at a
god.
time.
This is gonna be fast enough for me.
Let me see if that
Um,
works. No, that
I don't
does
know
not
which
help.
one of us is more fucked up, but I'm just gonna read through mine real quick because it's just a check mark. So I think we should just
Yeah, you
do
just check
like
it and
I'll
then they
go and then you
calculate at the
go.
bottom.
So I'm just gonna I'll go first. Like I think we should do one of us then the other. Do you want to go first or second?
Um, if I can go first since I have it pulled up, and then when we're
Okay.
done mine, I'll switch it to the dual cam.
All right. Perfect. All right.
All
You go
right.
first, and then I'll do it after you.
Number 1, held hands romantically. Well, of course I have held hands romantically. Been on a date? Yes. Been in a relationship? Uh huh. Dance without leaving room for Jesus? I have not done that.
That sounds like an actual joke. God
I
damn it.
know, right? Kissed a non-family member, of course. Kissed a non-family member on the lips, of course. French
Oh, actually,
kiss?
no, I'll just go with you. All right, I've done all. Did you wait? Did you click the Jesus one?
No, I didn't
You,
click that one.
you of course you've danced without leaving room for Jesus.
Oh
Do
yeah, I
not
thought it
make
was
that
saying with.
mistake.
You're right. You're right. That's hilarious. All right, I'm
I'm
on
gonna I'm gonna
question
go.
8.
I changed my mind. Easy enough. All right, so I've done everything so far.
Okay, French kissed in public?
Yep.
Yep. Kissed on the neck? Yep.
Yep.
Kissed horizontally? Yep.
Yeah.
Given or received a hickey? Yep.
Yeah.
Kissed or been kissed on the breast? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kissed someone below the belt? Of course.
Yeah.
Kissed
If you
for
haven't done
more,
that, then you don't deserve to be in a relationship.
right? Kissed for more than 2 hours consecutively? I believe so.
Yeah.
Played a game
Everyone has an
involving
opinion.
stripping? I actually have not done that.
Yeah, I have done that.
Seen or been seen by another person in a sexual context? Of course.
Yeah.
Masturbated? Of course.
All three of the masturbation ones for sure.
Masturbated to a picture video? Yes. Masturbated while someone else was in the room? Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Been
yes to
caught?
all the masturbation ones.
Been caught? Yeah. Masturbated with.
Have you ever masturbated with an inanimate object?
Of course.
I have too. What'd you do? I have to know the story behind that one.
It was like, it was you know those like they used to make these like little like gel koozies for like pens
Yeah, yeah.
that was like
I
filled
know
with
what you're
like
talking
gel or
about.
whatever. Yeah, well I got romantic with one of those.
I did that thing when I was a teenager before I'd actually had sex, like where they tell you to like fill a baggie with Vaseline and put it between your bed and your bed spring and just like thrust into it.
Oh yeah.
Done that. Did that when I was a kid. Embarrassing to say out loud. Also happened. So I tried to fuck my bed with some Vaseline.
Seen
All
or
right.
read pornographic material? Of
I just know
course.
that's gonna surface. See, this is why I can't do podcasts. That's gonna resurface one day when I've got 100,000 Twitch followers. Just a
Right.
clip of me being like, "Yeah, I fucked my mattress."
I fucked my mattress. Massage or been massaged sensually? Of course.
Obviously,
Gone
Musty,
through
you
the
better be taking this
emotions?
one. I want to know. I better see Musty doing this one.
Yeah, Musty better do it. Gone through the
Gone through the
motions of
motions.
intercourse while fully dressed. Huh.
Are they asking if we've dry humped? Is that what? Is that
Basically.
what they're asking?
Undressed or been undressed by a MPS member of the preferred sex. Yes.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Showed with a member
Shower.
of.
Yep. Of
Yeah.
course. Who hasn't taken a shower with
Right.
their wifey?
Showed. I said showed. It's showered. Fondled or had your butt cheeks fondled? Of course.
Obviously, all the fondles.
Every morning. Fondle or had your
Given blue
breast
balls.
fondled? Every night.
Sorry, I got caught on the blue balls once. Funny.
Fondled or had your genitals fondled? Yeah. Had or given blue balls? Yes. Had an orgasm due to someone else's manipulation? Uh huh.
Yeah. Oh my
Since it's
god.
sick,
This is bad for me. I've checked every one. Have you checked? You've checked every one, right?
pretty much. Pretty
Oh
much.
Jesus, we're
Sent or
fucked up,
received
man.
sexual explicit, yes. Engaged in sexual explicit activity over video chat? Yes.
Oh
Cheated
god.
on a significant other during the relationship? Have not done that one.
You've never
Purchased?
cheated on a significant other?
No, I have. I've been cheated on. My
Okay.
wife.
I'm gonna
My
still.
wife's
I'm gonna
right
go ahead
here.
and check it.
I can't check
Well,
that one.
not
My
with
wife's
your
right here.
wife, but I mean, you dated people before your wife. I'm
Yeah.
gonna check it because
I've
things
been
got a little
cheated on.
murky towards the beginning of me and Cal's relationship. So,
Yeah. Purchased contraception.
of course,
Enjoyed fellatio. Engaged in cummalingus. I don't think I have done that one.
yeah, you have. You've eaten some pussy. Don't lie.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like if I received.
Hopefully no
Fellatio.
one judges me too much, but I've definitely engaged in fellatio. Wait, no, but it says engaged in fellatio. Maybe it means received as well,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was thinking. I'll just check it
I think it
anyways because
counts
I'm
both
already like
ways.
fucked right now.
But also, I experimented a little when I was younger. I've definitely also put a dick in my mouth. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
say that.
who hasn't done that?
That's what I mean. Like I'm not too shy about stuff like that.
Ingested someone else's genital secretions, of course.
Obviously,
Used a sex toy with a partner, yes.
of
Spent
course.
the night with a MPS,
Yep,
yes. Been walked in or while engaging in a
of course.
sexual act, oh, yeah.
Have you ever
Kicked a
been caught
roommate
having
out.
sex, Cal? You never got caught? That's the worst. Nothing is worse than when someone walks in on you having sex.
I had someone, my mom. I think my mom walked in on us back in high school when we were doing it, but Julie like quickly rolled off of me and fell to the other side of the bed, so my mom never knew. She's
Nice
like, my
job.
mom's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just hot."
Oh, it's like getting off on someone watching you. Uh, Kicked a roommate out for to commit a sexual act. Who hasn't done that?
I haven't done that actually because I haven't had
You
a.
never,
I've
right?
never
But
had a
you've never
roommate.
like. I see. I hung out with people like TJ and them so much when I was a kid that
Yeah.
like they literally like I had friends that were kind of wayward, so they like lived at my house,
Well, I
and I'd
mean,
be
like
like, dude, I'm gonna need you to take a walk real
I
quick.
kicked our friend at the time, John, out of my house so Julie and I can.
Yes, then you. That's I'm gonna count that. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Okay,
count
we'll
that.
count it. Ingested alcohol in a non-religious context. Yes.
Yes,
Played a
everything
drinking
to
game.
drinking. Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Been
yes.
drinking. Yes.
Fake,
Fake sobriety.
fake
Yeah.
sobriety.
Have severe memory loss due to alcohol.
Oh,
No.
that one night, the one night, remember that you don't drink anymore because I had you over.
I don't drink moonshine anymore.
Right. That night where I was insisting everyone get murder ball drunk because I was so
Yeah.
depressed.
Yeah.
That's why I don't drink anymore because I have too much depression.
Uh,
But that next morning, I had to literally call somebody to help me come find my glasses because I had vomited so aggressively that I lost my glasses were just laying on the floor somewhere because I had rolled around in my vomit like all night. It was really I'm lucky I didn't die that night, to be honest. And
wow.
that's the night I basically quit drinking.
Have you used tobacco?
Yep.
Yes. Used marijuana? Uh huh. Used a
Yep. Yep.
drug stronger than marijuana? I have not.
I've used a drug stronger than marijuana, but only opiates, and only once or twice, or three times, or
Have you
four
used
times, or maybe a few times.
methamphetamine, crack, cocaine, PCP, horse tranquilizers, or heroin? I have not.
This is one I've legitimately never done. I've never done any of those things.
Been sent the office of a principal, dean, or judicial affairs representative for a discipline. Yeah, we've done that.
Too many times.
Been put on discipline or probation, suspended. Yeah. Urinated in public.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too.
Gone skinny
Yeah.
dipping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone streaking. I haven't done. I have
I
seen a
actually don't
stripper.
know. I was drunk once, and I can't remember if I went streaking. I'm not going to check it. I definitely got bet to streak, but I was so drunk I can't remember if it
I
happened.
don't think it counts if you can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like 70% sure I did.
Yeah.
Did
Have
you
you
get the
had the
horse train?
cops called
Oh,
on you?
here, dude, Musty, you can do it pretty fast. Do that one. I actually haven't gone to a strip club in real life, so I'm gonna not check that one. Obviously, I've seen strippers like on TV, media, and
Yeah.
on porn stuff, but I'm not gonna count it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had the police called on me and run from the police
I
and had
haven't
the police
ran.
question me,
I have the
and
police question me.
I have had all four of those.
I haven't
Police
been
called, ran
handcuffed.
from.
Haven't been arrested. Not
Yeah,
committed a crime.
I had the police called, ran from the police.
I have
They caught
committed
me and
vandalism.
handcuffed me and questioned me. I have been arrested. I've been convicted of a crime, but not a major one. No felony. I got convicted of intense reckless driving that because I ran away from the police and tried to just lose them. And then I
Yeah.
did shake the cops, but they got my plate number and they arrested me and charged me with
Have
reckless driving.
Have you had sexual intercourse? Well, I really hope so by now. Like we've
Had
just like
sexual
answered all those
Yeah,
like other
answered
things.
all the sex ones.
Had sexual intercourse 3 or more times a night? Yes. Question
Why is
mark?
that? Yeah, I'm gonna. Should we check the question mark?
It's asking if we did 69
How can you tell?
because it's the 69th question.
Oh, I get it. You guys are funny. It's
Had
yeah,
sexual
it's weird.
intercourse 10 or more times? Yes. Had
Of
sexual
course.
intercourse in 4 or more positions? Yeah.
Of course.
Had intercourse with a stranger or person you met within 24 hours?
This
No.
actually might be one that I've never done. I don't think I've had sex with someone I met less than a day ago ever.
Have you had sex in a motor vehicle?
Yes.
No. Have you had sex outdoors?
Yes.
No. Have you had sex in public?
Yeah.
No. Have you had sex in a swimming pool or a hot tub?
Yeah.
No. In a bed not belonging to you or your partner?
Yeah.
Have we done that? I don't think we've done that. Intercourse while you or your partner's parents were in the same house? Yeah, we've done that a few times.
Yeah, you have to if you have sex before you're 18, basically you have to.
Yeah. Sex with a non-particular third party or the same
Yeah,
non-participating party.
done that too.
Haven't done
You
that.
guys ever had someone watch you have sex? You never been watched?
No, we haven't been
Well,
watched.
you know what? Never joined the Mile High Club because I've only flown one time.
I haven't done that either. This is the part where I can't see shit because my camera's in the way.
Did you count the booty call, Cal?
Let me see something real quick.
I'm gonna count booty call because when me and Cal were split up, we still couldn't stop having sex when we took a break.
Booty call. We did booty call, did we?
Yeah,
No.
me and Cal literally while we were taking time apart, we're still banging each other on the DL because we were both so horny all the time.
Have you traveled 100 or more miles for a primary purpose of sexual intercourse?
Oh, so close. How far away is Columbus? I'm counting it.
I'm counting.
I'm I'm counting it because Columbus is like 90 miles, and I would drive to Columbus once or twice to have intense sex with Cal, and
Had
I feel like I
sexual
deserve it.
had sexual intercourse with a partner with a 3 or more year age difference?
Yeah,
I
me and
have
Cal are
not.
4 years apart.
Intercourse with a virgin?
Yeah,
No. Intercourse with a condom? Yes.
without. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
of course you have. You have a kid.
what was this one? STI test due to responsible. Yes. Had a test. Wait, does it say had a?
Had an STI.
No,
You've never had an STI?
I've never had an
I
STI.
guess you. I never. I guess I'm kind of a fucking lush. I don't actually end up. We never did find out where we got it from, but I had to go get treated for goddamn chlamydia one time.
I'm
Got the
on
clap.
89 is what, threesome?
Yeah, 88 is threesome. And
I
yes,
haven't done a threesome yet. No orgy.
I
Had two or
noticed
more
that you
distant.
slapped the. I noticed that you said the word "yet" on threesome.
Yet. Distinct acts of sexual intercourse with two or more people within 24 hours.
Let me get caught up. Yes, had the threesome. Yes, gone to an orgy. Uh, okay, so I'm gonna count 2 or more distinct acts. Oh no, because it says distinct acts. Never mind. Because I was gonna count the threesome as that, but I guess that's one act. So I guess not that one.
Have you been photographed or filmed during sexual intercourse by yourself or
Wait,
others?
hold on. Have I had sex with more than 5 people? I don't think I have. I actually
Have
don't
I?
think I have. Hilariously. Well, I don't know. It gets confused because right, but do threesomes count? Oh no, I guess it would be. It would be like right at 5,
Yeah,
even without the
it has to be
threesomes.
at
Yeah,
5.
yeah. So I guess yes, I have done 91.
Okay. And I know you've been photographed or filmed during sex.
Of course.
Have you had
Had
period
period sex.
sex?
I had
Yes.
period sex like a couple days ago, unless that's TMI, in which case, sorry about it.
Had anal sex? Yes.
Yeah, of
Had pregnancy scare? Yes.
course.
Impregnated somebody or been impregnated? Yeah.
As far as I know, I've never impregnated somebody.
Paid or been paid for sexual acts? No.
Not outright, no.
Committed an act of voyagism, which I think is just like publicly having sex, right?
Technically, it doesn't. It can mean.
Or
It can
no,
mean
isn't that peeping
either.
Tom?
It can be either way. Yeah, watch somebody or been watched by somebody usually.
But
I guess no,
outdoors.
no, no. It is watching somebody because voyeurism, exhibitionism is being watched. So,
Committed an act of incest? No.
hey, at least I haven't done that one.
And no
And
bestiality.
I've never fucked an animal either. All right.
All right, let's calculate our scores.
11?
I got a 33.
I got an 11?
How'd you get an 11?
That means there's only 11 things that I'm pure of. You want the it's like the opposite of golf. You want a high score.
Well,
Like
Julie
if
got a
there's 100
41.
questions, yeah, like so you're less pure than Julie. Like
Which is
you only
that's
had
weird. I feel
33.
like Julie would have been like less pure than me.
Julie was lying on the score.
You're lying. You're
Where
definitely
would we
lying.
find such material?
You didn't check things.
She didn't check them all.
You didn't
She
check the
check 'em all.
bestiality.
Yeah, what a liar. I
All
got
right.
11.
How are
I'm
you?
going to hell.
How are
Cal
you?
got a 37.
Cal got a 37. Well, I got a 33.
Oh, Musty got a 9.
Oh, Musty, what?
Musty's even more fucked up than me. But to be fair, Musty, I don't. How old are you, Musty? I've still got a few years to make my next 2.
Yeah.
I don't remember the things I haven't done. I guess I've got to go try horse tranquilizers.
Yeah, I guess we have to. I have to start doing more drugs.
I'm not doing the incest or the bestiality. Those
Yeah,
are
there's
out.
there's
What
just
else
things
am I
you
gonna
shouldn't do.
No, it's opposite.
Oh,
0% is
Julie's saying it's opposite. 0% is the least pure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
So the higher score you have, the more pure you are.
I'm more
Yes,
pure
yes.
than
Yeah.
That's what I'm. Oh wait. Oh, okay. Yes, sorry, that's what I meant. Yes, okay. But I'm saying should you be more pure than King Cord? I don't know about all that. Aren't you a dirty, dirty girl?
she's like she's
Musty's
trying so hard not to
now.
laugh.
I asked Musty how old he was. He's like 58, so some people think. But I'm 38. There we go.
All
So
right.
I got a couple years. I'm like 27, so I got 10 years to find out 2 more fucked up things to do and catch up with you, Musty.
Yeah.
I can do 2 things. 2 things in 10 years is my normal rate of doing things. I can do that.
All right, we're gonna move on to our Myers-Briggs test.
You guys, I'm a little upset about my 11 score.
I'm all right with my 33.
33 seems. I thought I'd land like there. Like I feel like I would land like somewhere in that area. I'm a fucking monster.
You're fucked up.
God damn it.
All right, for everyone
I
who
think
wants to do the test with us, we're doing this on
You're doing the 16 personalities. That
Yep,
one?
this is the Myers-Briggs test. 16personalities.com/free-personality-test.
I haven't taken this one, so I don't know how accurate it is, but we'll see.
This is the one where we're going to find out whether we're introverts or
originally.
extroverts, whether we're, those kind of things.
You could only remember that one.
Yeah, those are the ones I can remember.
And it's the other one is intuitive versus what is the S? Intuitive versus something.
Something and then something thinking or feeling.
Thinking or feeling, and then judging or perceiving.
Perceiving, yeah. So this test takes less than 12 minutes. We'll answer these honestly. If we don't like the answer, try not to leave
I'm
any
gonna be
neutral.
really honest.
All right, you find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people.
Full agree on that one. The other night, I literally had an invite to a Discord and was like, oh, I'm not going to talk to people.
I'm going to somewhat disagree.
Yeah, you're kind of a talker. You're okay with that, I think.
I can introduce myself, but there's also been times where I just kind of like play the shy card.
I don't know, Cal. What do you think? Do I often get so lost in my thoughts that I ignore my people around me, or Cal will be like right next to me, being like, Nick. And I'll be like, I'm building something.
I'm building something. What do you think, Julie?
So I'm gonna fully agree.
I think somewhat agree.
This is what if you guys are interested, this is what we're taking now as well. I'll go ahead and keep linking those as we go.
I'm gonna say somewhat agree on the lost in thoughts.
I'm gonna fully
Actually, I'm gonna strongly agree because I do get wrapped up in my thoughts.
I strongly disagreed with the I never maintain my emails.
I strongly agree. I can't stand messy email.
If I am on any sort of pressure, I fully disagreed. If I have any pressure, I basically can't function.
Yep,
I'm ridiculous.
I'm the same there. You do not usually initiate conversations.
I'm gonna
I
do.
agree with that.
I'm gonna middle of the road agree too.
You rarely do something just out of the sheer curiosity.
That's what I'm actually going to fully disagree with because I'm almost the opposite. I literally, if there's something I haven't done, I almost have to do it because I just, like one time I went to the doctor and had like the smallest wart on my foot. And he's like, well, we could take it off, but it's not going to bother you. And he's like, and it's going to hurt. So you probably don't want to. And I'm like, I don't know. I've never had something like frozen off my body. I just kind of want to know what it feels like. Wish I hadn't done that. That was a bad choice. No
I'm
reason to get
gonna.
it done. And it was painful as shit.
I somewhat disagreed with that one. You feel superior to other people.
I'm going to this is a hard one because I don't feel superior to like most people I feel inferior to, but there are
Yeah,
some people I do. So I guess I'm going to go like middle of the road disagree, middle disagree.
I'm gonna somewhat
Uh
agree because I do like get those thoughts sometimes when I see somebody. I'm like,
yeah, it
fuck that
happens.
guy. I'm better than that guy. Being
I will
organized is more important than you being
I hate
adaptable.
organization. Like I mean not I don't hate organization, but I would rather be adaptable.
I, I'm
In
gonna agree
fact,
with being organized.
one that we don't have time to do, but you should do sometime is a strength finders test. And I actually test in adaptable as one of it gives you like there's a shitload of strengths and you can pick them. Adaptability is actually one of my top ones. I'm
Yeah,
super unorganized or disorganized rather, but when something like happens, I can just like randomly like I'll just be like, well, I guess this is my life now, and I just like make that change.
you are usually highly motivated or energetic.
I like to think of myself as highly motivated and energetic.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm literally not that at all.
I I'm gonna say somewhat agree because I get motivated sometimes.
Cal, what'd you do for winning the debate matters more than making sure no one gets upset? Did you get that one yet? I think they go in the same order.
I strongly agree on that one.
You strongly agree?
Yeah, I have to win the arguments.
No, that's okay. You got to read it. That's actually the opposite then. They're saying winning a debate matters less than no one getting
Okay,
upset.
strongly disagree.
I'm with you too. I'll piss everyone off if it means I get to win the debate.
Oh yeah,
Maybe you know what, middle of the road, because a lot of times I'll be like, but it's okay to have different opinions.
no, I'm out for blood, and my way's the right way.
I always have to feel. I feel like I have to justify myself all the time because I feel so. That's my own insecurity that does that. It's no one else's fault. That's on me. I'm gonna click agree on that one.
You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. I'm gonna agree on that. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. I'm gonna somewhat disagree.
Yeah, I did the same.
You do not mind being at the center of attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Strongly
middle of
agree.
the road on that one.
You consider yourself more practical than creative. I'm gonna disagree.
That's a hard one for me. I like to think of myself as both creative and practical.
I like to
I
think
think
I'm more creative than practical.
I'm gonna go slightly disagree.
People can rarely upset you. Disagree.
I'm gonna middle of the road agree on that. I'm pretty hard to anger. I like to think at least.
I'm
Travel
I'm
plans are well thought out.
I'm often disappointed by people.
Yeah, I
Your
hear
travel plans are usually well thought out. Strongly disagree.
that. Nope.
It is often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. Oh,
That's actually one I
I'll agree.
don't have. I can actually relate to people's feelings pretty well. I have empathy. I think empathy actually is on my strength finders as well.
I'm gonna
Your
agree
mood
on
can
that one.
change very quickly. That's one I will say yes to.
Yeah.
I can be hard to anger, but once I do get angry, I can still have problems controlling it.
In a discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. I'll agree.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go only slightly agree.
You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people's. I'm gonna
I don't
agree,
know that.
but it's not my fault.
Right, I'm kind of like that too. Like, I do think I rarely worry about how my act. I think about it sometimes, but I'm probably gonna go with agree on that one as well.
I often think about it like after I've done the damage.
Yeah, this next one is definitely a full agree. Random energy spikes opposed to methodical, organized approach. That's definitely how I do projects.
Yeah,
You are often envious of others. I'm gonna go middle agree on that one.
I somewhat agree.
Fully
And
agree on this next one, obviously,
an
for me.
interesting book or video game is often better than social
I,
events.
I can't
Strongly
argue
agree.
with that.
Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project.
Not for me, but I hear how other people could feel that way.
Somewhat agree. Sometimes
See,
it's
this is where I do come into creativity. I literally have trouble living in. I don't even know if I can say that I live in the real world. Like literally.
yeah. You rarely get carried away from vintage. I'm gonna disagree because I can get
Yeah,
into a story.
fully disagree for me as well.
You often find yourself lost in thoughts when you are waking and walking in nature.
Either way,
Yeah, I'll agree.
you're an INFP. You got the INFP. I've had a bad influence on you.
If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start to worry if you said something wrong.
That's you. You're
Strongly
full agree
agree.
on that. Don't lie. I all the time you'll be like, "Hey Nick," and I'll be asleep, and then 10 minutes later, you'll be like, "Did I do something? Do you hate me?"
I'm like, what did I do wrong?
I
As
actually am not. I'm gonna do slightly agree with that as well.
as a parent, you would rather see your child grow up kind than smart.
Okay, this is super important to my growing up. I was taught to always be smarter than kind, and it's why I tend to test in things like Slytherin. Uh,
Yeah, it's
I
important to grow up kind than smart. I'm gonna
in
disagree.
the immortal words of Rick Sanchez, what does he say at the wedding? I think niceness is something that dumb people do to hedge their bets. Isn't that? Does he say that?
Yeah,
That's really how people sometimes can feel. You're an ENTP, musty. I get you.
you do not let other people
I've never heard
influence your actions.
the T thing is new.
Agree.
What are the dashes?
I don't know.
I've never. Oh, negative A, negative T, dash A, dash T. That's new to me. I haven't. That's not something I've
When you
seen.
sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and events. It's events.
All right, let me get caught up. You do not let other.
I'm gonna somewhat disagree because sometimes they go kind of crazy.
Uh,
I mean,
yeah. I'm gonna
sometimes they
actually.
have like real things going on. Sometimes it's just fantasy.
I hate when you have weird dreams that fuck with you. Like that's the worst.
Yeah. It does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace.
I never did. I worked at like for like 9 or 10 months where you work, and I didn't talk to
Yeah.
one person basically.
I
Disagree. We'll disagree. Have
I
you
only
gone to a
go
work thing yet?
say what?
Not counting meetings. Have you gone to like a barbecue with your coworkers or anything?
No, the only thing I've done is gone to the team meetings, and even
Oh,
those I fucking hate.
but you did dive into doing the picture thing, so you do interact. You're way more interactive than me.
The picture thing.
Like you were doing like the pictures, like you were hanging goofy stuff around the office and
I was
stuff.
yeah, I
Like
was leaving drawings
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, like fun stuff. Ooh, an ISTJ. Uh, yeah, the
You
logistician. How do you say? Is it log? I know it's logistics-ition, but how the fuck would you pronounce that word?
you are more
Logistician?
you are
Logistician?
you are more of a
Sorry.
natural improviser than a careful planner. I strongly agree on that one.
I don't get along good with the J's. J's and P's have trouble getting along
Yeah,
together sometimes. Uh,
your
because we
emotions
think
control more than you can control them.
I disagree with that a
Yeah,
little, but slightly.
I'm gonna disagree. Some of these my
I'm
wife are giving me looks like really.
It happens sometimes, and sometimes people give you looks because we can't. No one can answer with 100% certainty who they really are. and other people will answer in a way they perceive you. So it gets confusing. What a
Yeah.
J. What a way for a J to look over at a P.
Yeah, you're such a J, Julie.
Such
You
a
enjoy going to the
jugger.
social events that involve dressing up and role playing activities. I
I
strongly
did
disagree.
one time, and see, I would love to do that, but I get too embarrassed, even though I'd like to do it.
I don't like dressing up.
I
I'd
do
rather
like
be
dressing up.
comfortable.
I went into. Oh, okay. I assumed they meant dress up like going to like the fair,
Oh, I'm
like
sure it's
going to
probably
like
like costume parties or,
yeah. But I get
But
what you mean.
yeah. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas.
You spend too much time around the NLP practitioners.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to strongly agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
You would rather improvise than spend time coming
Oh
up
yeah,
with a detailed plan. Oh, yeah,
hundred
for sure.
percent.
You are a relative, reserved, and a
See,
quiet person.
this is one where it gets really interesting because of my mix. I am super reserved and quiet until I get to know you, and then I'm loud and am like, if anything, I'm obnoxious. I'm like
Yeah.
super quiet and reserved, like when I meet new people, but also loud and obnoxious, like by the time I get to know them.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like, I don't really tell you what I'm thinking until I'm comfortable with you.
This is why I can't be a J and a P. I find it difficult to fire. Like if I like someone and but if they're loyal and good, I have trouble firing someone even if they're doing a bad job. And I think that's a P thing of the fourth letter.
I'm gonna disagree with that because I feel like I can fire somebody.
You
You
often
often,
contemplate reasons for human existence. That's like what our whole podcast is about.
yeah,
So
we'll strongly agree on that one. Logic is usually
even
more
this
important
is
than heart when it
even
comes
this,
to
that's
making
what I'm
important
doing
decisions.
with this. Like, I want to talk beyond just doing these tests real quick. Each time we finish one, I want to talk about how they affect the world around us. Like, I'm into
Yeah,
that.
keeping your opinions open is more important than having a to-do list. Oh, is it options? Sorry, keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list.
Definitely.
I'm gonna agree.
Some of these answers I think are changing from when I was younger. I wonder if I'm still gonna be INFP.
If your friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with the problem.
That's me for sure. I like if you're sad, I can listen. I can be like, I'm sorry that's happening, but I can barely deal with my own problems, let alone deal with someone else's problems. Like I can't be like, here's what you should do. I've got nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
All right, we're 70% of the way in.
You
You
are
rarely
rarely
feel
feel
insecure?
insecure. I
Disagree
disagree.
100%. My entire life is insecurity.
You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it.
Fully disagree with that as well.
Disagree. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork.
This is one where I don't
Strong.
agree at all. The one time I won't, I care about being right a lot of the time, but not at the expense of tearing apart a team.
I'm gonna strongly agree.
But that's a great reason why it's really important for video games did that to me. When I got into competitive Call of Duty, for people that think gaming doesn't teach lessons, the one thing I learned is that a team that's arguing about the right steps to take won't ever win a match because you need to be united and working together, even if you think that you should do something that's not happening.
Yeah.
All right.
You think that everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not.
That's a really hard one because I do think everyone's views should be respected, but not if they are based on absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
That doesn't count.
I'm gonna
So
somewhat
I'm
agree.
actually going to I'm gonna slightly agree. Or I'm gonna slightly agree because I do think everyone should have ideas, but I'm not gonna fully agree because I think there should be some facts.
You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people.
Exactly, Musty. No, literally spending time with people drains me. Even doing fun things like when I finish the podcast today. I mean, it's a little different because I'm at home today. When I go to
Yeah,
your guys' house, even though I'm having fun, we eat a little food, we drink, I talk to you and Julie, I'm having a good time. I have to come home and decompress even if I've had a good time. That's how introverted I am. Like being around other people slowly sucks my energy out. And it's not like it's not about who I'm with. Like it's not a bad thing. It's just weird for me. But I
Yeah.
have to fully disagree with that.
I'm
I
gonna
just
strongly agree because I
you
enjoy.
actually that you feel that you're gonna get an extrovert that not an introvert. That some
Mm,
extroverts feel recharged after doing stuff like that.
yeah.
I lose a lot of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
I like to think of myself as see, this is confusing because not counting my mental illness, I do think I'm emotionally stable. Like, if somebody's like, you know what, I'm gonna kick you in the teeth, I'll be like, that's okay, buddy. Like, I can hold my emotions together uh, as long as I'm in a healthy place.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna
I'll
agree.
somewhat agree, yeah.
Your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans.
That's me, and
Strongly agree.
probably you too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what why you'll end up. Same thing with like I'm a dreamer. Fully disagree because I am a dreamer.
You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of
Or
many people.
FPS teach teamwork or how to be a toxic prick. A little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Uh,
I'm gonna disagree.
I'm gonna slightly agree because I am always on edge when talking in front of people. I
Generally
always rely
speaking,
on imagination and experience.
yeah,
And I do definitely worry about too much about what other people think.
me too. In fact, I'm gonna put strongly on that one because that's one of my crutches. The room is full. You stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. Disagree.
that's a that's a weird question. What do you think is that like what an
I
interesting
think that just means like, are you uncomfortable at like parties or something?
yeah, but what an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just why Jews, Polecat? What do you got? Are you a racist? Are you anti-Jew? Or are you just like I love Jewish people. I love the Jewish faith. Because that's a big difference, bro.
You have a tendency to procrastinate until there's not enough time to do anything. Strongly agree.
I do that a lot. Yep. I'm gonna have to side with you on that one. That's
You
I
feel
am very
very
anxious in stressful
anxious.
situations.
I do.
Yep.
You believe that it is more rewarding to be liked by others to be than be powerful. I
I'm only
somewhat
going.
agree.
I'm gonna somewhat disagree, but not much.
You have always been interested in uncontroversial and
I meant juice.
unconventional and
Oh,
ambiguous things.
that's good.
Agree.
I don't really. That's kind of a weird question, but I guess I'll just agree.
Yeah.
That's a
Do you
weird one.
often take initiative in social situations? Somewhat.
I do not.
I sometimes do. All right, let's see our results.
I'm still an INFP, unfortunately. Oh, it's
I
ENTP. You got a
ENTP.
you got a thinker and not a feeler. I didn't expect that. I thought you were gonna
Oh.
be ENFP.
Yeah, I mean I've definitely got ENFP
How
before.
far is your T? Wait, where's scroll down to your T your T. Oh, they
T?
changed it. It's definitely supposed to be thinking versus feeling. Oh yeah, the thinking versus feeling, your nature. Wow, you tested 70% thinker? I'm surprised. I thought usually the people that test into the intuitive so high also test into feeling. You know what I mean? Like they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Interesting that you would test into intuitive and thinking. So you are a Jewish juice. All right. So, oh, you got the debater too. Yeah, you're with Musty. So you and Musty land on the same. I got mediator. Me and Cal both got mediator. Uh, the INFPs are really obsessed with the idea that nobody should be because we have so many weird, bold ideas and are so feel so uncomfortable, we really feel like no one else should feel uncomfortable. And that's where the mediator title comes from. You got the debater because, like you said several times, that you care more about being right than necessarily, you know what I mean? Like it matters to
Right.
you. And so, like, my little tag is no one can stop you from dreaming. I like that yours is right under your little picture. May I point out a couple of mistakes in your argument? That sounds like something I would say, but I
That's
also
definitely me.
yeah. Start so you can click on start reading and read about it. I'm just gonna read the little basic one right here.
Okay.
I got mediator, INFP. Mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for a hint of good even in the worst people or events, searching for ways to make things better. While they may be perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy, they tend to have an inner flame and passion that truly shines. Comprising only 4% of the population, the risk of feeling misunderstood is very high for the mediators. But when they find like-minded people to spend time with, they feel harmony and a fountain of joy and inspiration. That's my starter one. Well, let's read yours.
Mine says the debater's personality type is the ultimate devil's advocate, thriving on the process of shredding arguments and beliefs and letting the ribbons of drift in the wind for all to see. Debaters don't do this because they are trying to achieve some deeper purpose or strategic goal, but for the simple reason that it's fun. No one loves the process of mental sparing more than the debaters, as it gives them a chance to exercise their effortlessly quick wit, board, broad, accumulated knowledge base, and captivity for connecting desperate ideas to prove their points.
Yeah, that sounds about right though, and that's what
Yeah.
Musty got too. He got the debater as well.
Julie got
Uh,
ISTJ.
yeah, what's that one?
It's the what is this? The logis- logistician
Yeah,
personality.
let's get like have one you got. Do you want to read hers?
Yeah, I can read
Or
hers real.
otherwise, she can copy and paste it into the Twitch as well if you
Yeah, why
want.
don't you
If you
copy
want,
and paste
like
it?
we can
Because
do it that way.
I'm tired of like tripping over my tripping over my reading material. All right,
But
so
I'll read Julie's real quick. Cal got what I got. She's an INFP as well.
okay.
But basically, I was trying to see one of my next tags like underneath. So if you scroll down, it gives you a couple of big tags for other like quotes, kind of like about you. So like mine are like right there. Mine is like we know what we are, but not what we may be, and listen to many but talk to few are some of like kind of the traits. Ooh, that's unfortunate, Polecat. Better go get that treated.
Mine says
Yeah.
there are no rules here. We're trying to accomplish something.
Good
And
night, Vader and INTJ. Okay.
good night, guys. Opportunity is missed because it looks like hard work.
Yep. Yep.
Dude,
Uh,
I got Weird
you
Al,
still got a bunch of performers.
Adam
Yep.
Savage, Sarah Silverman, Mark Twain,
That's funny. I wouldn't have
Tom
expected yours
Hanks.
to come with that. Like with I would have thought that you would have done something different than the performers. Same with us. Like we got the INFPs have Shakespeare, Tolkien, Bjork, Johnny Depp. A lot of actors and writers and artists tend to come out as INFPs.
I got Sasha Baron Cohen.
I wouldn't have expected so many performers to be under
I got
yours. So that's kind
Captain
of
Jack
cool.
Sparrow. That's Johnny Depp.
Jim Halpert.
Jim Halpert,
Ooh, I got the Joker.
Irene Adler, Tyrion Lannister.
Oh, I even got Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future.
So yeah, there's lots of good ones there.
Yeah,
Uh, but this is one that really can teach you a lot about yourself. You should save this in the background, and both you and Loreline should read through the whole thing because it really can make you like you'll read it and be like, oh my god, like it'll feel like someone's looking into your soul as you read through it. If you
so
took
what?
the test, if you took the test and answered truthfully, it will feel like someone is reading your soul out loud.
I'll email my
Also,
results. There we go.
I also
Also,
want to real quickly read there's a section that's everyone's worst nightmare. Let me make sure this is the right one. Uh, INFP. I'm gonna read them off for us real quick if I can find the correct one. That's pretty good. I was trying to find something else real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Go ahead if you're still discussing things.
Oh,
I was
I was
looking for
just
the one. There's a couple versions of what I want.
I was just gonna say if you're ready to move on to the next test real quick.
Yeah, here we go. Real quickly. These are pretty good. So these are like your worst nightmares and things like that. Based on. Oh, actually, I think this is the one that I wanted. Real quick, hold on. I just want to check this one. INFP. Is this? Let me make sure this is the. That's too long one. But yeah, like if we click on the worst nightmares, like let's say like what was yours one more time? En you were an
My results ENTP
yeah, ENTP.
dash T.
So the worst thing that like I there's a few different ones depending on who writes them, but in this one of your worst nightmares would be the idea that entrepreneurs are now like outlawed. You can't make your own designs, your own companies, your own ideas. And one big corporation with standardized advancement opportunity is allowed, and meddling or arguing with the policy in any way lands you in solitary confinement. So that basically you're not allowed. Places like Russia, like, hey, thanks for that follow, Polecat. If you
Thanks
were
for
in a
that
place where
follow.
you were literally not allowed to argue, or you would be like thrown in jail, that's like your worst nightmare
Yeah.
for the INFPs, because we're such whiny babies, we just are. For an INFP, it's a piece of art that you put into the world with the intent of inspiring people is misunderstood, misinterpreted, and is used to support something you don't support, like something evil or intolerant. Someone using something you created. What was Julie's?
Do you
She
know what
was a
she? Oh,
ISTJ.
she was a. What was your?
Yes.
It is I.
I
Hold
thought
on,
it was
we're pulling it up.
ISTJ.
ISTJ.
I thought it was ISTJ. I know a couple of ISTJs. That's why I thought I knew it. Who is? Yeah.
What is the
Uh,
ISTJ's worst nightmare?
yeah, the worst nightmare of an ISTJ is you've been appointed to a highly esteemed leadership position, but the people you're meant to be managing singularly are interested in challenging and breaking every rule you set into motion, and you can never get them to obey. Even and you have to face the consequences. So they're rebelling against you, and you get in trouble for it because they won't follow the rules you set into place to keep everybody happy.
She's nodding her head. Yes, that's one of her nightmares.
Yep, that would just be the fucking worst for an eye. Those are like
Keep
the
hitting my
most
mic.
fun. Musty, you were the same as King Cord. If you were lived in a place like Russia where you couldn't obviously I didn't see Smurfy talk. Sorry, I was reading through Smurfy. Uh I don't know why you wanted to say rise. I don't that's a weird one. But yeah, like what an interesting those are really fun, I think. And there are a few others. Let me check one other nightmare.
All
One
right.
other one would be here, the ISTJ would be in this one, wake up each morning, wake up each morning having no idea what will happen that day, not allowed to plan, and have to live in a constantly messy or cluttered environment, each day being filled with unknowns and never being given instructions until moments before they have to do something. We're like me and Julie are almost polar opposites. Living by the seat of her pants is like the most terrifying thing to an ISTJ,
Yeah.
not being able to plan out and know what they want to do. Whereas,
Yeah.
motherfucker, I rolled out of bed. I was making my coffee as we started the stream. You had to pre-stream for an extra 2 minutes so that I could be like, oh my god, I need some coffee. I gotta get to
Yeah.
the podcast.
All right, we're
Yeah,
gonna.
what was yours one more time, King Cord?
Um.
ENTP, right?
Yeah.
You are forced into solitary confinement, never allowed to debate anything ever again, constantly listen to people discussing vapid topics with no intelligent discussion ever involved,
Yeah.
creative thought being banned. Just like listening to two people argue and not having any good points. That
Yeah.
does kind of sound like a fresh hell, doesn't it?
It does.
And finally, my last one, INFPs, being trapped in a crowded room with people that are morally bankrupt, having to coexist with them and never being allowed to express emotion. the process of or being forced to watch injustice and never being able to stop or express how wrong they are. But those are fun, like seeing what would drive you like insane.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our next test here.
You feel
We're
that cancer? All
we're
right, what is
doing
our
the
Ooh,
wizards.com Dungeons and Dragons alignment test.
this one is a lot of fun. All right, guys, this is our next one. So if you want to participate along with us and learn about your personality, this is another really, really fun one.
See if I
I hope
can.
I stay the same. One of the things just before we get started, so
Oop.
I kind of if you remember, it runs on it's lawful, neutral, chaotic, good, neutral, evil, with the
Okay.
middle being what we call true neutral, and then the corners being the most extremes, such as chaotic evil, lawful good, etc. Uh, I'm curious if I will today. I always land on true neutral, which a
True
lot of people
neutral.
think is boring, but it's actually a really interesting one because it means that it's kind of like what I always describe as having flexible morals. If you're a true neutral, you might do something really evil for the greater good, or you might do something really good even if it means something bad will happen. Like you're kind of like a wild card. Like you look at every situation and analyze it as a standalone. You don't have like, whereas someone that's lawfully good, if you said, dude, we have to kill these three people to save 1,000, they would. Do you remember? You've seen all of Dragon Ball Z, right?
You asking me? Yeah.
Yeah, DBZ. So
Yeah.
like, you remember that part where Goku saves like Vegeta and Hercule and
Yeah.
when he's fighting Majin Buu but leaves their children to die?
Yeah.
That's a lawfully good person. People like Goku, he literally views the world as every life is equally important. Like that's how he sees the world. It's no more important to save Goten or Gohan than it is to save some piece of shit like Hercule. And that sort of thing like doesn't make sense to someone like a true neutral because we would look at that and analyze it separately, whereas in every single situation Goku will see every life as equally important. And that's what makes these kind of tests really important and really interesting is it gives you how you kind of view life around you and what sort of ways you would react in situations like that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. Let's get this one
All
done and
right.
see
So this is the
where we kind of land.
relationships to family. Family elders are expressing disapproval of you to the rest of the family. Do you accept the criticism and change your ways? Seek a compromise with the elders? Besmirch the reputation of the elders are as you ignore their scorn, or silence the elders in any way you can?
Mm-hmm. What are you thinking on that one?
I think I'd
I've
silence the elders any way I can.
I've got a super restroom run, so go ahead and keep reading and doing it. I'll just
All
catch up when
right,
I get back.
sounds
I'll,
good.
I'll be back in literally 30 seconds.
All
I
right,
tried to press my be right back screen.
we're counting. Would you give up the promising career to aid the family in time of need in a heartbeat? Yes, with some reluctance. Only if I was certain I'd be able to return to my career soon, or no. Would I give up my promising career? Only if I was certain I could return back to my career soon. Would you betray a family member to advance your own career? Yes, without a twinge of guilt. Yes, if I could do it secretly. I'd resist the temptations, or I find the very idea of abhorrent.
All right. So
You back
what you?
already?
Yeah, really quick. That was
I've
it.
only
Let me
answered
run
two
my page.
questions if you want me to
All right.
wait.
So you really silence the elders? You got to answer these truthfully. You're really gonna murder your parents. You're gonna murder your parents. That's what you're gonna do.
All right,
Like
fine.
like
I'll quit
if your
building a character.
grandparents if your grandparents and their friends were like, you gotta act this way, you're gonna murder them.
No, I'd probably accept the criticism and change my ways.
Is that really what you do? I thought you'd be with me. I would besmirch the reputation and ignore. Like, I would live my own path. In fact, I am. I've literally been disowned by my family. This is a real life question for me. As you know, when
Yeah.
I decided to do some of my things, I'm just like, fine, you don't want to agree with me? Fuck you. I'll do my own thing.
Yeah, that sounds more like me. Would you give up a promising career to aid the family in time of need?
I am going to. That is something I would do. I would say yes with some reluctance. I'd be a little bitter about it, but I would do it for my family. Like, even right now, if my family came to me tomorrow and said we want to patch things up, I would be there to do that because I do think family is important.
Yeah.
So
I
you're
chose
saying
only if I was certain to be able to return back to my career soon.
yeah, and there's no wrong answer on this except for murdering your family. Like, that's a fair answer. Some people would call that selfish. I call that making sure you get to live your life. I don't find that
Yeah.
selfish personally.
Would you betray
All
the family member to advance your own career?
right.
Yes, without a twinge of guilt. Yes, if I could do it secretly. I'd
All
resist
right.
the temptation, or I find the very idea.
Yeah, this abhorrent, which means you would never do it. Where are you gonna land on this?
Um, I would do yes, but secretly.
That's me too. That's a really Slytherin thing to do. I thought you might click that. Uh, it's not, again, it's Slytherin-y, but it's not because it's evil. It's like you're willing to throw like somebody under the bus to advance yourself, but only if it feels like you wouldn't hurt their feelings while doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's I think that's very Slytherin.
Do you respect the leaders of your family? Their
Um,
words guide the actions. They're role
I'm
models
going.
for me.
Yeah, for me, they're role models, but that doesn't mean I'll follow what they say.
Yeah.
I do find my family like I look at my parents, my dad and my mom. I look at them and I look up to them, but it doesn't mean I would let them, guide my specific way.
They're often out of
Oh,
touch with my life.
oh, that is a cold coffee. That's no more of that.
Coffee's good when it's cold.
Yeah, for like real iced coffee. Often out of touch with my life. If your family has arranged your marriage to someone loathsome, would you go through with it? Proud to serve your family, agree, hiding your reluctance, subtly work against the union, or flee?
I'd flee.
That's a really tough one for me because both subtly working against the union, like conniving to slowly destroy it, and running away are very, very nix it.
Yeah. I'd just run away.
I think I'm a fleer. I would like to say subtly work against the union, but I think realistically I would flee. I don't know. You guys like cold coffee? I like iced coffee, but not like when my hot coffee just gets cold. You know what I mean? Like, look
You're
at
a,
this. Looks like a pile of sludge.
you're estranged from a family member on his deathbed. He seeks reconciliation. Do you?
Yeah. So are you gonna forgive someone that pissed you off just because he's dying? That's really what the question is.
Speak to him, but hold your ground. Refuse to speak to him. Discuss your
I have
exchange
really strong
openly with a.
feelings on this, but I don't want to say it all out loud because in case the people I talk about ever, but I'll tell you sometime in secret. I don't want to say it live on stream. You got
Uh,
neutral good? Musty, no, neutral good's a good one. That means you live your life as a good person, but you're neutral in the sense that you will still do things outside your comfort zone as a good person. You'll move into neutrality and even evil if you feel the situation calls for it. I don't think that's a bad thing. All right.
I'd speak
So
to
how
him,
do you
but
feel
hold
about
my
this one?
ground.
Uh I think I'm going to.
You gonna refuse?
Oh, God, that's tough. I want to say refuse, but I think I would realistically speak to him and hold my ground, like you're saying. I think.
Yeah. Like,
I'm trying to be
I personally
realistic.
would
Like,
want to refuse too, but just
yeah,
knowing from like
yeah,
in the past, I usually talk to them.
yeah. That's how I am too. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, we're on to relationships with friends.
A powerful but corrupt judge offers you wealth. If
Oh
you'll
boy.
testify against a friend, do you commend your
Oh, okay.
friend and take the money? Take the money and testify, but try to keep your testimony ineffective. Refuse an offer and refuse to testify. Oh, refuse to offer and refuse to testify. And testify on your friend's behalf, no matter the consequences.
This is again where a Slytherin really comes out in me. I can say honestly, I would take the money and testify, but make sure my testimony was worthless. Because what a great way to fuck somebody. Both keeping your friend's integrity intact and taking the money from the assholes that are trying to bribe you.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. But that is a risky path because you never know. Like your friend might still not see it that way.
I like to think I'm pretty good to my friends. I'm going to testify on my friend's behalf, no matter the consequences.
Perfect. That's a good thing to do.
Do you become close to friends or hold most people at a safe distance? I personally get really close with my friends. I don't have many friends.
I'm either close to a few or I don't know. Cal, do you think I try to keep most people at a distance more or have a few close friends? Both of those are me. I have a few close friends. All right, that's what I'll do then.
Yeah, I have a few close friends.
I have a few close friends and everyone else gets held at a full distance.
Have you ever
Have
betrayed
you ever
a friend?
betrayed a friend? Good God.
I've done so much that once, and I sometimes get away with it. I've done so once. I've been tempted to do so, but I've never gone through with it. Or I'd never contemplated such a thing. I have tempted, but wasn't able to do it.
I think that's what I'm going to do as well. I think that's probably the closest to me.
How do you view lifelong commitment to a single romantic partner? I'm waiting to find such a romance. Such a romance would be ideal if it's achievable. I worry I'd miss out on what others have to offer or tie yourself to one person. Huge mistake.
I'm going to do the romance would be ideal if achievable.
The second one?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to date, like dating around's not my thing. One partner is definitely what I want.
I worry I'd miss out on what others have to offer.
And that's how you got divorced, by answering that live on
I guess I'm supposed to be tie yourself to one person. I guess it'd be the second one, right? I'll do the second one with you.
Me too.
Do you insist on repayment when lending money to friends? No. They just owe me a favor? No, although it's sure nice to be repaid. Yes, but I try to be flexible about exact terms. Or yes, I write up a contract so there's no misunderstanding. Julie.
This is another really, really Slytherin thing about me. I almost always answer, no, they just owe me a favor. How crossroads demon of me. Like, if I give you $20, I don't expect you to ever pay me back the money. But hey, next time I need help with something, maybe I can be like, dude, I owed you that. I lent you that $20.
Yeah. Like, I gave you $20. You're supposed to help me bury this body.
Exactly. That's definitely how that works.
Are you still in touch with childhood friends? Yes, we correspond regularly. Yes, we try to keep in touch. No, I move around too much. No, I don't have anything in common with them anymore. I'm going to go with no, I move around too much.
Yeah, it depends on what you describe as childhood.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, yes, we try to keep in touch because you and me have been friends since like middle high school. And Louis has been my friend since like 4th grade. So like, I have a couple of friends that but most people know, so.
Julie's doing the fake cough over here.
Relationship. Well, obviously Julie as well. She doesn't count. Obviously, she's still in my life fully.
Relationship to community. Do you donate time and money to improve the local community?
I'm gonna say I don't have enough time or money to spare. What a way for a Slytherin to think.
Yes, I donate as much as. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yes, I donate as much as I can once my own needs are met. Your community is threatened with invasion. Do you help defend it with your last breath? Man the barricades with the rest of the community, flee as soon as things look grim, or cut a deal with the invaders to act as a spy.
You got neutral good? Cal got neutral good too, Musty. What are you doing? What are you doing for the during the invasion?
I'd help defend to my last breath.
You're going down with your community, huh? That's brave.
Brave.
I'm not
Yep.
gonna lie. I would flee as soon as things looked grim. In my defense, I would try to convince other people of that. I believe living to fight another day is more. I believe. See, while some people would say, "No, we defend to our dying breath," that's what bravery is. I would call that not to make fun of you specifically, but that's what I would call being an idiot. Like, it's not smart. It's not
Are you
brave
calling me
to
an idiot?
die. It's brave to win. That's how I would view it, and that's what
Yeah.
makes me like kind of like that neutral area.
Yeah, but I mean, if you
I
flee
would
all the time, you're
literally
not fighting.
well, I would flee and then come back and fight again and retreating, a retreat. But I hear what you're saying. I think the same thing. People like you that would stand and fight are like, you fucking coward. Like, and that's okay too.
Yeah, but I mean, like your argument
Like,
is,
it's time to
I flee
defend.
to fight another day. But I mean, if you pick
Yeah.
flee all the time, you're not going to do any fighting.
Right, right. But eventually, I mean, ideally, I would flee when it looked grim, find more stuff, and then stand with a stronger army. Ideally,
Yeah.
we don't get to answer that much of the question, but that's how I would view the. But that's why these tests are interesting because you're over here being like, "You fucking coward," and I'm like, "Yeah,
You
bro,
fucking
you
coward.
stay and die. I'll see you next. See you in the other life, bro."
I'm like, Nixon, grab that rifle, and I turn around, and you're gone. You
Good luck,
motherfucker.
buddy.
All right. If you were injured and required immediate assistance, would members of your home community agree to
Here's
help?
where it comes a calling. Here's where being the fleer comes a calling.
Yes, because they know I'd do the same for them. Yes, because I'm generally well liked. Probably not because I'm distrusted by the powers that be. Or definitely not. I've made some enemies here.
Honestly, though, I'm gonna click the well-liked one because I have this weird thing. I don't know if it's being an INFP, an entertainer. I don't know what it is, but no matter how many times people like don't like me, they just seem to still like want to be my friend and try and like me. I don't know what that is, but
Yeah.
people are just like attracted to my personality somehow.
I'm going to pick yes because they know I do the same for them.
Yep, that's the benefit of being a hero.
Do you respect the laws and authorities in the community? Yes, without a question. Yes, they're generally the best way to govern. When it suits me, there are some laws I just don't agree with, or I don't pay attention to the authorities. They've got no hold on me.
How do you feel about that one?
I'm going to go with the last one. I don't pay attention to authorities.
I
They've
thought you
got
might
no
pick
hold on
that. It's funny because see, that's what tends to lean towards chaoticness.
me. Yeah.
The reason I always land in neutral is instead of going all the way, I would say when it suits me. I'm a practical person. Like let's say I know there's a cop on like if a cop's looking directly at me and or it doesn't even matter if they're looking at me. Let's say I'm walking down the street and I see a trash can a mile up ahead, but I want to throw away my thing right now. I'm not going to litter because there's no it's not worth it to me to risk getting in trouble for littering when I can just carry it a little further. Whereas someone like that's chaotic might be like, "Ah, fuck it, I don't need this. Like, what's the point?" Uh, I tend to follow laws as long as I agree with them, but break laws I disagree with.
Yeah. Do members of the community shun, avoid, or mock you? Yes, their small minds can't handle any more outside the norm. Anyone outside the norm. Some do because I don't always fit in. No, I'm generally seen as a normal. No, I set the standard for what the normal is in my community. What are you gonna pick?
I'm definitely gonna click one of the top two. I tend to I feel like I say a lot that small minds can't handle anything outside the norm. I get that a lot. I mean, I'm a 27-year-old I'm like a 27-year-old dude where my primary job is entertaining people on Twitch, being a comedian gamer. I get judged a lot. So
Yeah.
I'm used to people not being accepting of my lifestyle. Uh, So I'm definitely going to click one of the top two. I think I'm going to say people can't handle anything outside the norm.
I'm going to put some do because I don't always fit in.
Yeah.
Would you stand for office or seek to represent the interests of the community in some public manner? To do so would be an honor. I accept.
Yep.
Of course, it's everyone's duty to do so. Only if no one else can handle the job, or no, I don't want to be responsible for the community's welfare. I'm gonna
How
say
do you
no.
feel about that one?
I'm gonna say no.
You're gonna say no. You don't want to be the mayor no matter what happens.
I don't.
Basically.
I don't want that voodoo on me.
See, again, this is funny because this is how I always end up in neutral. Is I pick the one right above that. I don't want the job. I literally don't want the job. But if no one else can do the job, what's more annoying to me than having to do the job is someone doing the job badly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I always end up there because again, I can't just say no. I have to know the circumstances, and that always gets me some sort of neutral.
Relationship to
with
king and country.
I think you're gonna do good here. You defending till you die, motherfucker.
Your country is wrecked with famine. Would you share what food you had with others? Eat as little as possible and share the rest? Or steal what food you needed to survive?
Damn,
Steal as much food as possible, then sell it back to the community at a high price.
That is some dark shit right there, dude. That's something you would do in like a video game, but nobody would do that in real life, right?
Right.
Except for people
The evil character in me wants to say steal as much food and sell it at a high price. But
you're not playing a video game.
Right.
This
truly.
Is like, realistically, are you gonna watch your neighbors starve because they don't have enough money?
Yeah, I'd say true. Honestly, I would say eat as little as possible and share the rest.
I'm gonna do share the food that you have with others as well. I'm gonna do the one. Yeah, share what food you have with others.
If offered enough money, would you slip a poison into your king's drink? Yes, and I've done similar things before. Or yes, if I thought I could get away with it. No, although a vast sum of money would tempt me. Or no, I'd warn the king of the plot. I'm definitely not going to warn the king.
420 Wakanda weed, motherfucker.
If I
How do you feel about that?
If I felt like I could get away with it.
Are we assuming we agree with the king? Is the king a good king? You know, it's really.
I'm assuming he's a terrible king.
No, so you can't assume he's a terrible. I mean, I feel like that's not the fair assumption.
Well, why do people want to poison him then?
King. Everyone wants to poison somebody. Let's assume.
But who wants to poison a neutral king?
Everybody, the extremists.
All I'm saying is, if I think I can get away with it and it was enough money, I would do it.
You know who wants to poison neutral kings? People with the name Hussein CIA over here. The CIA loves poisoning neutrals. They're like, nah, put our people in. The CIA is like that.
Yeah.
Seaweed. Space cake.
What are you going to go with?
I'm going to say no, but the vast money would tempt me.
Interesting.
Are you an advertisement for your product?
A plague of
sweeping.
Go ahead and finish it.
Oh, okay. A plague is sweeping across the country. Would you undertake a dangerous mission to find a cure, heal the sick the best you can, avoid contact with the sick, or flee the country? Oh shit!
I feel like I'd flee the country.
I'm fleeing too, for sure. But see, you know, that's the kind of stuff that starts outbreaks. That's how, like, it always starts. Some asshole gets infected and runs. I would like to say heal the sick as best as you can, but I ain't trying to go out like that, yo.
Would the right answer be avoid contact with the sick?
Well, I don't know. There's no right answer. I mean,
but like, if you don't want to spread it?
Yeah, technically. Dude,
I'm still saying flee.
I don't own one tie-dye thing, though. That'd be funny.
Tie-dye?
Do
Is
you
that?
respect the law? Oh, sorry, I was looking at chat.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
respect the lawful authority of the rulers of the land? Yes, long live the queen. Yes, our rulers generally are fair and just. No, a ruler is no better than anyone else. And no, rulers are invariably corrupted by power. Musty, do you find yourself? I feel like you didn't even need Pepper. If you listen to Sublime, you probably own a tie dye shirt. Don't lie to me.
I'm gonna say no.
Wake
Rulers
up in the
are
morning,
invariably
rising
corrupted
to
by
the beat.
power.
Light me up. That's. Oh, sorry, we're doing a thing. Now strap shoes on my feet. Got to find a reason. No, okay, focus.
What are
I'm
you
gonna.
picking?
Wait, what do you answer? You think they're invariably corrupted by power?
Yeah.
I kind of think so too. But again, the mediator in me wants to give everyone a chance, and I like to think that I'm gonna say that no one is better than anyone else. That's just how I kind of feel.
If you were offered a reasonably lucrative deal, would you spy for the hostile foreign power? Yes, because
Ooh.
my nation could stand to be knocked down a peg. Yes, because my nation's secrets mean a little to me. No, because I might get caught. Or no, because I'd never violate the trust of my nation puts me
What are you gonna do with this one?
in. I don't know. Are we assuming our country is shit?
That I think again, let's just assume that you don't agree or disagree. That's a safe stance. Like, if you don't love like America, you don't hate America, would you spy on America for like another power? Obviously, you could. It doesn't have to be America, but just in this instance, I love some weed, baby.
I don't know. It's kind of a hard one.
That was a hard one. Yeah.
Like I want to be a spy, but like I don't want to do it against a country that's not bad.
Then yeah, I would just say if you feel that way, then probably you don't want to violate the trust that you have. Because
Yeah.
I feel like that. I said, see, again, being in the neutral, I said, nah, because I might get caught. Like, it's not worth it to me to risk being tortured for the rest of my life by the
Yeah.
CIA, like, to do that.
Do you rely on the government to enforce contracts
Exactly,
and
Screech.
property rights?
Screech, we're doing tests today, personality tests. So if you're following along, we're doing this one right now. The
It's
D&D alignment.
wizards.com
We're,
Dungeons and
yeah,
Dragons alignment test.
and we're answering it realistically. We're not building a character or doing it for that reason. We're answering it to see where we personally would land on the spectrum. So if you follow along and you do it yourself, try to answer honestly.
Do
But
you
yeah,
rely
as
on the
far as
government to enforce contracts and property rights?
I'm gonna say, that's a tough one.
I'm going to say, are you
I
kidding me? The government can't even pave roads,
I do feel like that because I live in a poor neighborhood here in our town, and
right?
it took them 2 years to like fill one pothole in the back, and they still did a shitty job at it.
I
But
still have potholes everywhere in my apartment complex.
I'm gonna say, gonna say I'm gonna say I do usually try to side with the courts for the most part, even when it's not fair. So for this time, I'm gonna say because the courts are equipped.
Okay. Thoughts on crime and punishment? You want to take this
Yeah,
one?
crime and punishment. Here we go. If imprisoned, would you injure or kill others to escape? Yes, serves them right for locking me up. Yes, they knew the risks when they took the job. No, except for minor wounds that will heal easily. And no, those guards are just doing their job. This is a tough one for me, and mainly because with where the world's at in real life right now, and I'm trying to carry that over to my this fantasy world. Uh, with all the stuff that's been happening with cops shooting people dead in the streets and stuff like that, and supporting each other with corruption, I think they know the risk when they take the job. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
kind of how I feel right now.
that's how I'm feeling
I
too.
I don't think it's right to just murder people doing their jobs, but when you take a dangerous job, you can't like be like, you know what, I want to be a fireman, and then be like, whoa, 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 I have to go to fires.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there's fires in this job.
if you're gonna be a guard in a prison, then you know prisoners don't want to be in prison, so that's part of
Right.
your job.
Yeah. Do you accept
That's
the noble right to treat badly and serves who works on his land?
basically like not slave, like people that work for
Just
you.
like
Are you gonna
farm
be a
help?
dick to? Yeah, yeah. They're lucky they're not slaves.
Lucky slaves. Sometimes only fear with motivate them. Nobles should rule as kindly as possible. No one has any right to treat.
I was wondering how long it would take somebody to time out Hussein.
Laureline did that.
What, baby?
I'm
He
gonna,
wasn't being like, he wasn't doing anything bad. He was just being like fucking weird.
I'm gonna say no. Nobles should rule as kindly as possible.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change. I clicked on. Yeah, sometimes I have to reread them for context. Originally, I was gonna say no one has any right to treat others badly. Period. But I think you're right because nobles should rule as kindly as possible means sometimes you do still have to do things harshly, and
Right.
I think that's a good answer. So I'm gonna side with you on that one. You
You
accidentally committed a crime.
you confess, attempt to make
Restitution to the victim.
restitution. Confess
Throwing
throwing
yourself
yourself
at the
in
mercy
mercy.
of the court. Fuck that. Uh, I guess hide my involvement lying if I have to. See, again, I make good choices for the most part, but like if I accidentally committed a crime, I ain't going to no fucking jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing.
But I wouldn't pin it on another person either. I would just try to ditch.
I absolutely have to.
On this next one, again, it's kind of a similar question. Ooh, I'm really torn on the two no's. See,
No,
some
I'd
people
make
like my mom. My mom is a real lawful good. She
yeah.
literally would have to confess to a crime. She could not, in good conscience, lie at all. I really want to say I'd make the magistrates prove my guilt, and I'd try to prove my innocence with the quotes on proof.
I'm gonna say no. I'd try to prove my innocence.
I think I'm gonna make them work for it. If they want to get me catch me red-handed, they're gonna have to work for it.
Would you express the revolutionary political? Sorry, I can't read today.
You okay? I got you.
Revolutionary political opinions if threatened with punishment. Yes, I'd rather
This
be.
is kind of a tough one.
Yeah, I'd rather be punished than remain silent. Somebody's got to speak the truth. No, although I might privately express my opinions to friends, or no, politics aren't worth getting worked up about. I'm gonna go with the last one. For me.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna say yes, but I don't like tyranny. I would never live in a place. It's purely because I'm gauging it off only this one thing. I don't necessarily get that involved in politics, but if somebody tells me I'm not allowed to say what I'm thinking, that's just not gonna fucking fly. Uh, so I think I'm gonna have to say somebody has to speak the truth. You know what? Nope. Up the revolution. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Viva la revolution.
While
Uh,
traveling, you witnessed an assault. You are ordered to testify, which will delay your traveling significantly. Do you slip out of town at night to avoid testifying? Deny you saw anything? Remain to reluctantly testify and leave? Or remain until the trial's conclusion in case further testimony is needed?
I'm just going to remain reluctantly, testify, and leave. Like, I'm going to be mad about it, but I'll probably do it. Only a little bit, Musty. Not really.
I'm going to deny I saw anything.
Really? Damn, that's dark, yo.
Yeah, I don't
I
want
guess
to.
they
I
don't
don't
tell you
want
the
to
crime
testify.
though. Like if this motherfucker like got in a car accident or crashed his horse carriage, that's a little bit different than like if somebody straight murdered their family. You know what I mean? Like that's not really.
Yeah, I mean, like you're obviously passing through, saw somebody get in a car accident. You're like, I gotta get home in like 3 days. I'm not gonna stay here to testify. Like, fuck that shit. I didn't see anything.
Oh, how American is this fourth answer on this next stuff? We're moving on to business and economy. We're almost done here. This is the last section.
What is the best use of wealth? To help the distribute and less fortunate, provide for the needs of friends and family, to stay on top of the heap yourself, or to not only stay on top but keep others from climbing to your level.
That is some American answer right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to provide for the needs of friends and family. Like, I
Yeah.
want to help destitute and less fortunate, but only after I've taken care of my own.
Right. When confronted
Go
by
ahead and
beggars,
finish up real quick. I'll be right back.
do you give generously, give moderately, give only what I wouldn't miss anyway, a copper or two at most, or ignore them as you walk by? I will give moderately. Usually, like, I give out, like, if I have change or like a couple bucks. I mean, I'm not gonna hand them a $20 bill or anything. Our next question is, by using magic,
They're almost done.
you could fool village merchants into thinking your copper pieces were made of gold. Do you, yes, and I'll buy as much as I can? Or yes, but I'll only cheat the rich merchants? Or no, it's too risky? Or no, those merchants have families to feed?
They do. They do.
I'm going to say I'm going to cheat the rich merchants.
I'm going to catch up. So when confronted by beggars, uh, I'm going to give what I wouldn't miss anyway. I'm a little selfish, I know.
I said
By
give
using
moderately.
magic, yeah, cheat the rich, obviously, for sure.
All right, you want to read the next one?
You have two job offers. One pays more, but the other is more secure and steady. I have to do the steady work. The top one will always be me. I can't do steady, boring work. I just don't have it in me. So that one's an easy one for me.
I'm going to go with the second one.
That's smart, I think. Lucrative job, but look at both and then decide on what you would probably take. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
The best path to wealth, a matter of luck and being in the right place at the right time, staying flexible and taking advantage of opportunities, following long-term plans that incorporate a comfortable level of risk, and hard work and perseverance.
I'm going to say luck.
I'm going to do flexibility, but I think luck and flexibility are both realistic answers too. And finally, if you accepted a job or a contract, would you try to finish the task even if it got much more dangerous? I think I wouldn't just quit the deal. I think I'm gonna have to go with you can bet I'd be renegotiating.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that too.
All right, let's do it. Where do we land?
Submitting our results.
Dude, I knew it. I just can't even help myself. I got true neutral again.
I got neutral good.
Neutral good? Dude, a lot of you guys landed on neutral good. That's where I think neutral good is probably, in my opinion, a really good place to land.
Yeah.
Because it's got what I like about neutrality, and you guys get that little added bit of just being a better person. You know what I mean? But you are slightly see-through. That's freaking me out. I'm gonna read mine just a little bit real quick. Or actually, let's read yours first, because you, Cal, and Musty all got neutral good.
Right.
Do you want to read it, or you want me to read it for you so that you don't have to? Are you having trouble?
I can. I'll go ahead and try.
All right, go for it, baby.
I'll read this top piece right here.
Yeah, the main area top. Yeah.
Your character's alignment. Based on your answers to the quiz, your character is most likely aligned with neutral good. Neutral good is the character that does the best that the good person can do. He is devoted to helping others. He works with kings and magistrates, whatever that is.
Yeah,
Does not.
I'm going to stop you here real quick. Just like as you read through, we'll kind of talk about it.
Okay.
What's really important there that's different from lawful good, which is people I can't stand, you will help people, you will help your country, but you also don't feel like you owe anything to, like, you also are your own person. You don't feel beholden to them. I think that's an important part of the neutral good. All right, go ahead.
But does not feel beholden to them. The common phrase for neutral good is true good. Neutral good is the best alignment you can get because it means doing what is good without bias towards or against orders.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind the alignment suggested by quiz is just that, a suggestion. It describes your character no better than a 36 question test would describe you. But it's a good way of starting to think about how your character acts when confronted with issues and alignment. Now that your character has been taken the test, make a note which the question scored in the opposite direction from your overall alignment. These expectations can tell some interesting tales about your character. Are you a good character with a greedy streak? Are you a lawful character who can't stand the village elders? Don't just roleplay your alignment, roleplay your alignment's expectations. Too few characters perfectly embody their alignment choice.
And that's how I feel about it, which is why that whole speech about the characters is why I tend to test into neutral. So for true neutral, it says, and it's just this. I love it. True neutral is my favorite alignment. A neutral character does what seems to be a good idea. They don't feel strongly one way or the other when it comes to good versus evil or law versus chaos. Most neutrality is a lack of conviction or bias rather than a commitment to neutrality itself. A character might think of good as better than evil. After all, they would rather have good neighbors and rulers than evil ones, but they're not personally committed to upholding the good themselves in any abstract or universal way. Some neutral characters, on the other hand, commit themselves to neutrality. They see good, evil, law, and chaos as full on prejudices and dangerous extremes. They advocate middle of the way neutrality and the most balanced road for the longest run. The common phrase for neutral is true neutral, and it is one of the best alignments you can have because it means you act naturally without any compulsion or prejudice. So we're actually kind of similar. The only difference between true neutral and neutral good is you feel some connection to doing what you think, well, like your morality, to what you think is right. Whereas as a true neutral, I I act on my own morality. I do what I think is right, but I don't think other people have to do that. Like I can look at a chaotic evil and think, ah, that's how he wants to live his life, or a lawful good who I also hate and think, oh, they're just trying to live their life. What did Loreline get?
What did
Neutral.
she got neutral too?
True neutral?
Yeah, true neutral.
Atta girl. True neutrals just it just means that they were willing to we're down for anything almost. I'm surprised that you didn't get good somewhere in there, but true neutral is the right way to go. It gives you this sort of like you'll do whatever you have to do one way or the other. One day it's okay to do something a little evil if you have to do that, and another day you can side with the rulers and magistrates and do something for the good. You can stand up and fight one day, flee the other. Whereas what happens with these other ones when it talks about viewing the others as extremes is what I was joking about with you. Like someone that's lawful good would say, "No, the government might be tyrannical, but we stand with our government and we will fight to die here." And I'm like, I'm not trying to fight to die here, yo. Like that's the difference with like a neutral. If you have, and that's you get some of that too, because you might say, well, I support my government, but do we really all have to die? Like that's
Yeah,
part of like the neutrality piece of the good neutral,
yeah,
and that's really important. And true neutrals are just a really big extension of that. But no, realistically, I think other people would look at neutral good as one of the best because you maintain being a good person while also having that neutral bonus. Whereas people like Loreline and myself, people that are true neutral can come off as selfish because they look at every situation from their point of view and they make their decision based on that for themselves, and they don't look at, is it good for somebody else, is it bad for somebody else, is it good for the law rule of land, is it bad for that. They only think, how will this affect me, how will it affect my friends, how will it, like, they view it from this sort of central neutral place, and some people can't get behind that way of thinking.
Yeah. So Musty asked if we played D&D before. I've played back in high school, but it wasn't like true D&D, like to the like rules and everything. It was just kind of like we used some guidelines a little bit to it. Have you mixed it?
Only little bits. I haven't played. I have all the stuff for it. I've got all the books, all the dice, all the game board equipment. My family started playing it right before we got all the stuff to do it before all the arguments went down and all that nonsense that I deal with. So uh, I would play it, but most of my stuff is like I just never got my group together. Fluffy was talking about hosting an online D&D game, which people do on Twitch. And I was thinking about joining onto there and making one stream day a week a D&D, like a D&D game day. And if you were interested in that, maybe we
Yeah.
could bring you in too and add that in as one of our Nevermind days. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that'd be fun.
That
Yeah,
might
we
be
could
a
do that.
fun one to do. So we'll do that in Discord though. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
only played little bits, not very much.
So we're 10 minutes away from our third hour.
Oh, we went long. The tests take a while, especially when you're
Yeah.
discussing them as you do it. They're
So
quick to do if you're just by yourself, like click, 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 click.
yeah. So we can either do one more or we can save the rest for a different episode later on in the future.
I say we save the rest for a different episode, but
Yeah.
that may be a little biased, maybe true neutral of me because I've had 2 cups of coffee and I might have to do some pooping.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
it
with
all out.
I'm with you on that one too because I also have to get some rest before I go in tonight. So
Yes.
we'll save the rest of the test, which is just the Star Wars test and the astrology moon test.
We could do a whole Star Wars day at some point. That'd be fun anyway.
Yeah,
So
we could
fit
do
those
that.
within there.
So yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and end it here. Just win over an hour.
Nerd alert. That's me.
And
Yeah,
then
let's fucking finish this. I'm literally about to like die on stream. I'm gonna shit myself live on stream if we don't end it.
So thank you guys for coming up, watching us take a bunch of boring tests. But hey, you found out some really cool personality traits for us and what categories we fall in. And just a reminder to go out and follow. Say what?
I'm gonna get off in the middle of your outro and go poop, or I'm gonna die.
All right, let's say goodbye to Nixit.
Goodbye, everyone. Go follow me on Twitch.
Goodbye.
Follow me on my podcast. Do all the thing that King Cord is about to say. I gotta go poop. Goodbye.
All right. Thanks for showing up again. Make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can like the videos, leave comments there. We also have the Twitter, and we have Instagram and a Facebook fan page. If you're interested in just listening to the audio, we have it on SoundCloud, and the SoundCloud also RSS feeds to the iTunes, so you can get our podcast on iTunes. So yeah, guys, go out, tell your friends, so we can get some more followers. We got 35, and we just need 15 more to get to our 50 goal, and then we can get affiliated after we get another 7 days. We found out we need another 7 days each month. So yeah, go out and do all those things for me. Tell your friends, and we'll see you guys later. You guys have a beautiful day.